Hey y'all, I'm Raina Harper, and welcome back to EveRe-Watch, where I podcast a spell that takes a hold of you. For the show where I reminisce and recap the Nickelodeon fantasy series Every Which Way. We cover each episode of the show here, and I go into detail on everything relating to what happens with the show, what I remember from keeping up with it in 2014 and 15, and all the fun knowledge and commentary I can bring in with it. I'm excited to give a third welcome back to Amy Collins Russell, whom I hope doesn't double cross my double cross and make a quadruple cross. it, welcome.
Hey! No, not a quadruple cross.
What a magical delivery Andy gave. She's double crossing Desdemona's double cross. It's a quadruple cross.
Quadruple
She's
cross.
narrating it to herself from the sidelines,
Yes.
and and she's like totally like looking to the side as if someone's there to listen, but no one is
No
obviously.
one's there. No audience, but that's okay.
I mean, she's tied up, you know.
Yeah,
Well,
there's
and
nothing
ever
else really she could do.
well, and Andy does plenty. I'll say that. Um,
Yeah, yeah. Well, and I mean, for her to even say, like, I'm gonna go do this, like, I don't want to get too far ahead of things, but for her to even,
yeah.
like, take that load, I was like, girl, okay.
What a good friend. You couldn't ask for a better friend than Andy.
Oh, yeah.
You know.
Andy's a real one. We already talked about this. Like I think on the first, I think that was one of the first things you asked me was like, who's the best character and why is it
Yeah.
Andy?
Yes. Yes. And so we're here to talk about the finale 2 episodes of season 2. It's season 2 episodes 22 and 23, The Abyss and Emma versus Emma. Dun dun dun.
Oh, which also
Ooh.
makes sense for it to be double length because you got double Emma.
Double M. Oh my god. Double length. Oh my god. Mind blown. I'm sure that definitely was on purpose.
There you go.
Yes. Hey, Amy, what did you think of these 2 episodes that we're covering today?
So like, okay, so when like I opened up Paramount Plus and I went to watch and everything, I was like,
Yeah.
wait a minute, clones,
Yeah.
what?
Well, I
And
mean, I
then
told
like,
you about the clone thing last time, I think.
but I forgot it was
Yeah.
happening, and then I was like, evil. Oh,
Oh
evil.
dear.
Okay. Like I was
You
like, this is gonna be intriguing.
you were just like Agamemnon, like, wait, clones. Yeah. Oh.
Oh dear.
Yeah.
Because I was just thinking, I'm like, this is gonna be messy. No wonder this is like the finale. This is like the two, like last two. I was like, this is gonna get
Mm-hmm.
so messy because E is like
Yes.
next level.
Who? She's creepy. Let me tell you that.
Yes.
I mean, fun creepy, but still like a bit of eeriness about her. Yeah.
Yeah, there's some things that she says and does, and like kudos to the actress because
Yes.
this whole time I've like the episodes that I've seen, like Emma's the goody two shoes and like
Yeah. Very
glittery and
good goody.
happy and
Mm-hmm.
yeah and all that stuff, and I was
And would
like,
like never hurt anyone. You believe that within her, you know?
exactly, like that's her core. And
Yeah.
so like to see this is not a twin, this isn't somebody else pretending to like this is the same
Yeah.
actress totally flipping it, and
Mm-hmm.
I think she did a good job. Like
Oh yeah.
it was
Kudos.
totally believable. I was like, whoa, like she really can play a villain if she really wants to.
Yes. Mwahaha.
Yeah.
Uh, what a delightful energy. Yeah, creepy yet delightful simultaneously.
Hmm.
It strikes the right balance that way, and yeah. Sometimes the deliveries can be a bit stilted. Don't want to get ahead of myself. Slash, I don't know if you agree with me, but like
On
maybe
what now?
like one of the evil laughs at the end just sounded a bit stilted to me. I,
Oh yeah, yeah.
am I being too mean off the bat? I'm sorry. Uh, it, in case you're listening, pal Andy, compliments to you like 99.8% of the time.
Yeah. No, like majority of the time it's no hate. Which is, there's gonna be a couple of pieces where you're just kind of like, that needed to
Yeah,
be tweaked. That needed a little bit more work. So
maybe do another take. I don't know.
yeah. Or there
Well,
may have been a better take and they didn't do it for whatever reason.
yeah, but so um, so yeah, Emma versus Emma, our finale is a double length one. So and
Mhm.
yeah, I of course last episode I just did like the one single 22-minute episode covered with our friend Jessica Houston. Is it
Mm-hmm.
because I was talking with you and you said I definitely don't want to do 3 episodes as a block because that'll take like literally all day. But
And then here we are.
but but then to my shock, I discover like the finale episode is a double length one just out of nowhere. So,
It's
but
okay. I'm not that mad.
well, well, no, it's doubly good now that we didn't do 3 episodes.
Well, yeah, because it would have been four technically.
Yeah,
That's
mm,
true. That's true. I didn't think about it that way.
yeah. Hey, but so as we start off here, we're gonna get into some good moments. So, oh, by the way, um, I I told you that I was excited for you in particular, like as someone who's now gotten at least a bit invested in the show to see this finale. I specifically like really wanted you to be on for the finale of this season. But after I was reminded of one line in particular, do you, what you don't have to say what you think, but like, do you have an idea of what you think that one line is that I was like just like, that line's gonna get you right in the feels?
Does it involve Jax?
No,
No. Okay. I don't know.
we'll
I feel
get to
like I
it then.
mean there were some beats in here. Like we'll get there. We'll get there. But
Yeah,
I like right now off the top of my head I don't have it.
it's like a payoff to an earlier setup that you were there for. Um, okay, I'll say it that way. But yeah, once
Okay.
we get to it, that line absolutely just made me like grin like stupidly wide, like aww.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, so so we start off with um Agamemnon and the evil Emma, as or E as we know her, having
Mhm.
gotten out of the abyss, and they're like, "Oh, good, we made it out. We gotta." And Agamemnon's like, "We gotta make it so that that Desdemona doesn't destroy the realm." And then E is like, "Hmm, I'm I'm gonna stop Desdemona, yes, and then I'm gonna take over the realm myself." And
Yeah.
and I can't wait to send Emma to to Limbo. Uh, Wait, but Emma? But you're Emma! Wait, Emma! The clones! You! And then evil Emma like mocks his frustration the same way we want to. Like, yes, Emma, the clones, me, yeah,
Yeah. I'm
that,
glad you put that
and
together.
yeah, you're
Always thinking,
real,
Aggie.
real smart cookie, and uh, that's why I like you, Aggie. You get me. Uh, this is why the council forbids cloning. You never know which aspect of someone's personality will get amplified. Oh dear. And uh,
Yeah.
her evil part did, and then she's like, "I'm gonna send you to limbo, Agamemnon. Bye."
Yep.
What? Ah! He's
Yep.
sent
He
out of
doesn't
there.
even get a chance to it just happens. Like and I think that's also interesting, like for her to be that strong already. Like it
Mm-hmm.
I guess does it just it also amplifies not just the personality trait, but like the magic.
Yeah, exactly. And uh, and was it just me? So like, when I was like watching this episode and like quickly writing notes simultaneously, like in a different window, and when at the end of this scene when E laughs, was it just me or did E laughing evilly sound literally exactly like Andy laughing normally?
Could you think of it? Yes. Yeah.
Like I was like, man, that's like not seeing the visual. I was like, that sound is literally indistinguishable.
If you close your eyes and just listen, yeah, you would
Mm-hmm.
think Andy did that, but no, that was E.
Yeah, and then we cut to inside Limbo where Ramona is. Um, and speaking of which, I recently got to interview the Ramona actress on the EveRe-Watch channel, and
Oh yeah, awesome.
she was truly excellent. Lisa Correo, check out that interview and check out all of her stand-up comedy and stuff on social media. She's really great. And
I will, because I've got some time now. So thank
yes,
goodness for summer.
and yeah, she was a true delight to talk with. And or
Awesome. I'm
sorry,
glad
I'm
you got
talk.
that opportunity.
Of course, yeah. Oh, and by the way, all I want to say before I forget to everyone listening, happy Juneteenth. We're recording
Yes,
this
we're
on
recording on
Juneteenth.
Juneteenth. Woo! Happy Freedom
Hooray!
Day.
Freedom Day. Yes. Uh, I, is this a fitting thing to do to celebrate Juneteenth? I don't know, but
I mean, it's a federal holiday now.
yeah,
Like, yeah, it's good
we're
to
we're
talk about.
we're
And hopefully people are, if they don't, like if they've heard of it but they don't know what it is, like this is a good opportunity to like go educate yourself and
sure,
go
yeah,
read up on things and watch videos
right.
because it's out there. There's so much
Mm-hmm.
information.
Of course,
So we're
yeah.
free to do what we want. So
We're free to have fun today, so that's what this podcast is for me anyway. A fun respite from all the horrors in the world going on. So
indeed. Oh my goodness.
yeah, and so we get to spend time having fun, like enjoying some of the ridiculousness of this show and picking it apart and things, and
We get to offer our critique and like offer our knowledge and how we feel about it. So
and and genuine enjoyment at the same time.
yes,
Yeah,
indeed.
don't get us wrong, that too. Um,
Yeah,
but
we're not
yeah,
gonna be completely meanies about it. Like we enjoyed watching
like
it,
I
so we're
started
gonna
this
talk.
show out of a place of love, you know.
Yes.
Uh, so yeah, so Ramona writes it, throws up the SOS note for being in limbo, and she's with Lily, and she's like, "All right, just throw up the note and hope that the portal's open so it'll go through."
Yeah.
Okay, whee.
That, that's a plan.
Yeah, I mean it's the only plan. So
Yeah, I mean when you have absolutely nothing and there's a slight slim possibility that something's gonna work, may as well.
yeah, yeah. And then Agamemnon, of course, gets teleported right in the room with them, like flat on his stomach on the table. Whoa, whoa,
Yeah.
I'm here now. And he's like, "Oh, uh, I'm here. Oh, wait, Aggie, wait, Ramona, you're here? Yeah, Desdemona trapped me here." And then Lily's like, "You know why I'm here? Oh, right,
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry, I shouldn't have sent you here earlier."
Yeah, but
Because
then with all three of them there, go ahead, go ahead.
he assumed that Lily was like the evil one, so that's why he sent her there. But now they're all like, wait, yeah, now we were all fooled by Desdemona, egg on our face. But but now but now since all of us council members are in here, there's no council members out there like keeping things safe. Oh no,
Yeah.
it's up
Yeah.
it's up to the kids to save the world now, as it always is.
Well, yeah, because of course the adults are gonna mess it up because then the
Yeah,
kids come in.
yeah, and so meanwhile, at school, E hides behind some lockers, and as Jax walks by, she tries to get his attention, but he doesn't notice her. And then he goes up to Emma, and he's like, "Hey, Emma, guess what? I tied my own shoes."
Yeah, that threw me off because I was like, wait a minute, what? So, but then I was like, oh, don't use magic for every little thing.
Uh, Also, he doesn't have his powers at this point.
Oh,
Um,
that's right, he doesn't. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah,
Go
yeah.
ahead.
So he's for a couple weeks now he's been without his powers, and he's like had to learn from the ground up basic skills because he's relied on magic his whole life. Um, and, but Emma is like, yeah, okay, that's cool, Jax. Wait, you don't like? Why aren't you giving me more credit?
Yeah,
What?
yeah.
Uh, uh, oh, I'm sorry. I've been busy, focusing on other things. Like what? Oh my god, I hate Jax so much.
Well, I mean, this is what I got because
Yeah.
just watching the episode after not seeing so much other stuff. I was just
Hmm.
thinking he's really wrapped up in himself,
Yeah.
but then like he also doesn't have his magical powers, which is a big part of his personality, his legacy, whatever. Like, you
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
and so now yeah, he is going to be very much even more self-absorbed,
Yeah.
but he's not thinking about what's going on, like what's going
Uh,
on outside of himself.
but like like I get the whole like, yay, I tied my own shoes, be proud of me, but the but then she's like, well, I've got my own problems. He's like literally, what could be more important than me tying my shoes? Like, hello, like
Yeah.
what could you possibly have that's separate from this to focus on,
Mhm.
lady?
Mhm.
Yeah. Uh, is it and then she's like, well, there was the whole thing of like Andy being mad at me and like breaking off our friendship, and then Jack's like, oh yeah, that. So
Which is a huge deal. Like you
yeah,
can't just dismiss that. That is a huge part of Emma is her friendship with Andy, and for
yeah.
him to be so dismissive.
But to Emma's credit, at least in my mind, this is a moment that clearly like starts to wear down her patience with dating Jax at all. You know, uh,
Yeah. Yeah. But I
uh
I feel like she was she was still graceful about it, I
yeah, yeah,
guess.
totally.
Maybe. Yeah, but you could tell this it was really grating, and
Mm-hmm.
she could have gone off, like really gone off on him and
Yeah,
just told him about himself, but she didn't. She was just kind of like, I need you to understand
yeah.
this.
Like she was just like, "Yeah, this other thing is really bothering me," uh, and he also and then he's like tries again to like I can steal my powers back, and then then I'll be able to show them and be able to take things for myself. And she's like, no, Jax, that's not, I'm not into that idea.
Yeah.
Stop. uh, and uh, and so Jax walks away, and and that and then Daniel comes over, and she clearly acts like much more warmly with him. And he's like, "Hey, uh, uh, are you doing okay?" And yeah, I tried talking with Andy and trying to feel things out. And I know this is really bothering you, um, but to make her feel better, I let her win at the Great Mushroom Hunt.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then Emma gives him a look like, you let her win? All right, she smoked me.
It's like, okay, I'll come clean. But I
Yeah.
really like that you get the juxtaposition with
Yes.
the interaction with Jax and what he sees and what he thinks is important and what has to happen.
Hmm.
And then immediately after that, you see her with Daniel and that conversation. And it's like
Yeah.
the contrast between, like, you already know the differences between these two characters, between Jax and
Yes.
Daniel. Like, it's there. We already know. But to put those two conversations back to back like that was, I
Hmm.
think that was really smart to just kind of further enhance how much Jax is into himself
Yeah.
and how much Daniel actually cares about Emma and her relationships with her friends and like what she needs. Not saying that he doesn't care about himself, but he knows that she has all of these things on her plate.
Right. And like has more empathy, like
Yeah, definitely.
which is
I don't think Jax would know that if it hit him in the face.
yeah, which is all that we can uh, all that we can really ask for, just people to have empathy. Um,
Amen.
and it's stunningly lacking in our world right now. Uh,
Yes.
so
Yes.
so so she's like, I think Daniel's like, hey, how about we meet after 4 at our spot, like by the docks, and we can decompress a bit and maybe talk about things there. Okay, yeah,
Hmm.
and that and then Emma walks away, uh, and E hiding in the behind in a corner behind some lockers. I don't know how Emma doesn't see her, honestly.
Right? Right? It's like nobody. Okay, all right, I understand. We got to
Just,
go with the
we're just
story. But
we're just like, oh, over here, like slightly at an angle behind these lockers.
just barely enough.
Yeah, and yeah, but then she E after main Emma walks away, magically like shifts her outfit to look just like regular Emma, and then goes up to Daniel's like, hey, actually, can we make that 3:30 instead of 4? Oh yeah, sure.
Hmm.
And then she leaves, and then we cut to the Panthers. What did you make of what was happening here with them like throwing things into a cosmic trash can?
The cosmic trash. I was like, you can't be serious right
That was something that Maddie made up to call it. Like, oh, I know what this is. It's
now.
a cosmic trash can.
And then they're like, cool, we'll just throw things in it, and there's like
This is
watermelon.
fun. And then Sophie, um, uh, we we come in clutch every time with the opening of Sophie line. You know,
Oh man.
so he's like, hey, if I throw this in here, do you think the seeds will grow into watermelons inside the cosmic trash can?
It's like, oh, Sophie never changed.
So Sophie's got her priorities in order.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, she will always ask the question that nobody has thought of because,
Hmm.
well, it's just out there.
Yeah, but but I'd be lying if I said that I'm not slightly curious.
I know you do kind of like make the face of like I hadn't thought about it before, but would it?
Like like hmm? like the kombucha girl meme, like the
Yes. Yes, that exactly. But we get a kick out of Sophie like every time. She never
Yes,
fails. Like she always comes through with something, and it gets even better as we go through with this. We
but
won't
wait,
jump ahead.
there might be aliens inside the cosmic trash can, and then the SOS note flies out. Wait,
Yes.
those aliens threw a note at us? They're such rude aliens. And she rips the note.
Yes. Oh gosh. Well, and
Just
my thing is like, well, weren't you just throwing stuff in? What, come on now. You're being kind of rude too.
yeah.
You were just throwing stuff in there at random, and now you're
You
mad because something came out.
you hypocrite, Sophie.
Yes.
But of all of
Precious,
all
but
the words
hypocritical.
of all the words that I could use to describe Sophie, hypocrite is the one I think of at this moment. But it's probably not the most appropriate word to use for her
Well,
in general.
we'll say innocently hypocritical.
Yeah.
She doesn't quite realize it.
Yeah. Oh, I mean,
But
that's if we go with the theory that she isn't like secretly super self-aware and
true. Oh, there's the other rabbit hole. Oh my gosh. Like
because
all of
oh
it is just she's putting on, and this is all a
yeah.
facade.
Oh, allow me to drop a bombshell on you. Um, Sophie legit has blackmail on high up politicians. That's a joke that's made in this show.
Like she
Like
knows all the skeletons in the closet.
remember Sophie in her favor box. Um,
Oh yeah, I'll
so
just put
so
this in my.
Yeah, she put the favor to Ursula in her favor box, and then when she went to quote get it out of the favor box again, she quote sifts through it, and she's like, all right, Katie, the mayor of Miami, Katie, the prime minister of Canada, Katie. All right, here's
What?
your favor, Ursula.
So, okay, I mean, I feel like that theory there's reason to believe. Because if she's just
Yes,
sifting through and she starts naming some of these political leaders, like, oh, maybe her reach is pretty broad, pretty,
yes,
pretty wide and influential. Oh no.
yeah. Also, like, there are times when like she gives a look where when like after saying something dumb slash funny, when you're like, oh, she knows more than she's letting on. Like
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
like at one there's an episode earlier where I just have to relay this to you because it's the greatest thing. And when this happened, my mouth was agape for a full minute. But so like Matt or Andy is at the sleepover with Sophie and Katie and Maddie and everyone. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and like as a joke, Andy does Sophie's makeup to like look all decrepit like a zombie.
Oh,
And,
okay, okay.
and then Maddie comes in and is like, "Ah, what'd you do to Sophie?" And then and then Sophie, of course, looks at it in the mirror and is like, "Ooh, I love it. It we'll call." And then she's like, It's the new trend, undead chic." And and then that's not the thing though. So
That's not the thing, because that's got me laughing already.
yeah. So then that then and then Maddie is like it with an ulterior motive to prank Andy back. She's like, "Oh yeah, it is an actual trend that's going around online right now." And Andy's like, "Oh, it is?" And Maddie's like, yeah, the yeah, the whole horror makeup trend. I could do it for you if you want." And that and then Sophie says, yeah, Maddie's great at horror makeup. I mean, look at her."
No. Ooh, she delivered that burn.
And then like totally got away with it because she's little Sophie. She's so innocent.
Oh my god. Okay, she very well could be. That is wild. That's crazy work.
Yes.
She said that and nobody
Well,
nobody
I
even
mean, Maddie looked angrily at her for a second, but then just rolled her eyes. And the look that Sophie gives is like, hmm, like I know, like yeah, I said what I said,
yeah, I meant that.
but you're just gonna think that like oh, it's crazy Sophie saying whatever.
Yeah, cool. She's playing the long game now.
Yeah.
Like that's the only thing that makes sense at this point. And if you think about it, if she has political leaders that owe her favors, and then she
Mm-hmm.
basically has a witch in her back pocket, because I mean, like she's
Mm-hmm.
part of Maddie's crew, and we
Yeah.
already know Maddie cares. Like
Mm-hmm.
of course, she has to be the leader and all that stuff, but
Yeah.
she does care, and so
Mm-hmm.
it's like,
As she displays later on in the finale.
yeah.
Yeah.
So Sophie's dealing with like a full house right now.
Yeah. She she's she's the mastermind in the shadows.
Her being a little puppeteer. What in the heck?
Yeah, she's like you ever seen Death Note? She's like light in Death Note.
I've
She's
seen some of
masterminding the
Death
whole
Note.
thing.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right, everyone. I just compared Sophie from Every Which Way to Light in Death Note.
Yeah, that was not on anybody's bingo card. Admit it. Nobody had that on their bingo card.
No.
Like 2025
Um
has been wild, but not that wild.
yeah. Well, yeah. I've also referenced the movie Megalopolis twice in this podcast, so there you go.
Oh
Um
wow. Okay.
but anyway, um I like I I was like on break at work when I was watching that episode and just like and I had to pause for a full minute like the when that burn dropped like
Yeah. Yeah. Well, because you kind of feel it,
yeah
even though you're just watching a show. For her to say that like that, it almost breaks the fourth wall.
yeah
Because you're going, did she really? Let me go back. There's no way.
yeah like yeah oh my god. So and let's keep going. So
Oh yeah, cosmic trash can. The aliens.
and
Um,
they
yes.
so Diego like puts the ripped note back together and he's like and then Maddie looks at it and is like, what does "sos" mean?
So
And and the and they're like, oh, it's SOS. Basically, it's a call for help. And then they like read the note. Oh, it's a message from Lily. And wait, is this might be from Nurse Lily? And then Sophie, of course, says, wait, does that mean Nurse Lily is an alien?
to circle all the way
and that
back to the
and
root,
then
the
and
root
then the
alien.
soundtrack like a record winding down like.
Yeah.
If
It's
you
like,
notice, that happens a lot whenever someone says something stupid, like everyone just like
yeah.
looks at that person and the
Well, and
soundtrack goes.
especially if you have kind of this moment where people are trying to like put pieces of something together
Yeah,
to to come to this, I don't know, like
we're making a breakthrough here. We're making a breakthrough here.
yeah,
She's an
we're not.
alien.
Yeah. And it's like, no, never mind. We're back to square one.
Yeah. So then we cut to Jax meeting Emma at the Seven, and he's like, "Hey, I want to try again to steal my powers, but I've come up with a plan." And she's like, "Actually, I want to talk to you about that." And like I've been thinking about like all the things that you've said to me and like the actions you've done and the things that you like about me, like the fact that you like all the things about me that I don't like about myself, that makes me think that we're not compatible. And I'm like, what a smart thing for her to like think of, genuinely.
Yes. Yes.
That's
Well, and
very emotionally intelligent of her.
well, yeah, because it's like she sees the toxicity for what it is and identifies it. Like, she doesn't just say, this is a toxic relationship.
Mm-hmm.
She defines exactly what makes it toxic to
Mm-hmm.
him, to like, this is why I don't think this is going to work. Not
Yeah.
just, it's not you, it's me, or, this is
Right.
toxic. She doesn't do those things. She breaks it down and tells
Yeah,
him,
this
like, this
scene
is,
is like really well written, actually.
yeah,
um
yeah.
and but the joke that precedes this, when she starts like, I've been thinking, and then he's like, oh no, no good sentence ever started with I've been thinking. What a red flag of a thing for a person to say.
Yeah, yeah.
Eh,
That when he said that, it, I don't know, it just made me think about some people, I'm not going to say all, but some
yeah,
people saying things like, well, little women shouldn't be thinking because that's a problem.
yeah,
Like, that was the
yeah.
vibe I got off of it. Maybe that wasn't exactly what I was, but that was, I don't know. That's where my mind went to, and I was just like,
Nothing
oh,
good happens when you do the thinking.
yeah, yeah. Don't give don't give girls books and stuff because then they'll start doing
Beauty and the
crazy.
Beast vibes.
Exactly. It's like that Gaston type of thing. And
Mm-hmm.
you're, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and like, but he tries to like weakly come back like, hey, like I know that I've been selfish lately, but I think we can work it out. And I like that you're responsible. No, you don't.
Called him out
Facts.
immediately.
Yes.
Immediately called him out on it, as she should.
But
Like,
then, but did it in a like genuinely like gentle way, like, and that's fine, and you should find someone who like clicks with you, and that you don't have to like hide yourself around to for them to like you.
right. She doesn't make
Which
him feel like he doesn't deserve a relationship. She
right,
doesn't make him feel like he's not worthy. It's just, you need someone else, and I can't be that person. You need to go
yeah,
find somebody who is compatible for you.
yeah,
And you have to respect that. Like, because it could have
mm-hmm,
gone way to the left. Like, that whole conversation, that whole breakup speech could have gone to a really bad place. But
mm-hmm,
because it's Emma, it's not going to.
yeah, regular Emma, not evil Emma.
Correct. Correct.
And yeah, Emma was like she that single scene gave made me give her a lot of like respect points.
Hmm.
Um, uh, and so and but Emma's like, no, I've made up my mind. Sorry, Jax. But we can, but and is also like, I still want to be friends though. And he's
Hmm.
like, yeah, okay. But like even like I like if Jax were a nice person, I could forgive that reaction a bit. You know, like yeah, this is a bit of a shock to the system. Like breaking up with me, like just saying like, uh, well, like a change in relationships. Yeah, we can still be friends. He's like, but he's like not of the right sound mind to like fully like cope with that right now. He's like, yeah, okay. Just let me sit on this for a minute. You know,
Hmm.
like if he if I trusted him to be a better person, I would have at least thought that reaction was understandable.
Yeah,
So
yeah, but that's not where he was. I feel like that's not where he was.
right, right.
Um,
I'm just trying to give him some credit. So
okay, all right.
uh, well, because I've been mean to Jax a lot throughout this whole thing. Uh, so
What?
I
He
want to
didn't give
give
you a lot of wiggle room. I mean,
yeah, and and also to be fair, Emma handled this well. Later on, I don't think she handled it the best. Um, we'll get there. Um,
okay, okay.
I'm talking about the very last scene when she's just like, "Oh, no, he's okay. He's totally trustworthy again for somehow."
We're talking about in the
No,
next
no,
episode.
I'm talking like the very end. Yeah.
Okay, okay, yeah.
Anyway, um, so evil Emma goes and meets Daniel at the docks, and he's like, and she's in like her darker clothes and like black lipstick, uh, and like has the leather jacket wrapped around her waist, uh,
Which
she
I
goes,
thought was, I'm sorry, I'm breaking in there, but I think that's a nice touch to note that even her makeup is darker. And
mm-hmm,
like Emma, regular Emma, I think she had on a
mm-hmm,
jean jacket, like just a blue
yeah,
jean denim jacket, but E has
mm-hmm,
a black leather. Like there's little subtle things, not just her acting, but other little subtle things in her wardrobe and her makeup to kind of let you
mm-hmm.
know, like, nah, you're not dealing with regular Emma.
He brings her flowers, like, hey, I got flowers for you, and she's like, what what is this?
Yeah. Like,
I
what
brought
are
your favorite
those?
flowers, and she's like, we're gonna set those over here. Uh, uh,
Yeah.
well, I, I just wanted to talk to you, and like I wanted to say I'm sorry for like how I handled like breaking up with you. I wasn't fair to you, blah blah blah. And she's like, oh, what? Oh, okay. But I just want to say I've been thinking I really want to repatch things, and I want you to be mine again, because I've realized that I love you for who you are, whether you have magical powers or no. And then evil Emma just breaks. She's like, I can't handle this.
Yeah.
Trying to pretend to be the nice Emma, like she just sees like anything good is like, yeah, gross. Get it
Yeah,
out.
it's like
Get it
she's
away.
allergic to it. She just can't
Yeah.
handle the niceness or something. You're like, wow.
Your tender heart tends to start to bleed.
Don't get me started. Oh my gosh, the trailer. Okay.
Oh my. Uh, oh, yeah. She she sent, she needed a makeover and had to take over. Evil Emma. Can you tell I've been listening to the soundtrack all last night? So
Yes, yes, and I don't blame you. I might have to do
yeah,
that myself this weekend. I'm gonna
yeah,
need my fix.
yeah. I want to make a music video of clips of Emma and Maddie set to "What Is This Feeling?" You know,
That would
it
be.
would work 100%, wouldn't it?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
But he is like, you're just too much. Being goody goody is just too hard. I can't stand you and Miss Emma, who shows up early, looks behind Daniel because of course regular Emma showed up early. What?
Mm-hmm.
Like she, I'll give E this. She knew herself technically. Yeah.
She knew her enemy
Yeah.
very well.
There's legit an episode earlier where regular Emma says to evil Emma, like, why are you doing this? Why are you being like this? And evil Emma says, wait, no, don't ask me. I'm you. So ask yourself.
Oh wow. Wow. We're talking about Uno Reverso. What?
Yeah. Yeah. Um
That's messed up. But it's a
exactly.
good thing that Emma did show up early.
Yeah.
So
Uh, because Emma was there as well to help. I don't, to be there with Daniel for the whole Abyss thing. Uh, did that help ultimately? I'm trying to figure it out. Like it,
Well,
because like what I guess maybe if it was just Daniel there, then Andy wouldn't have been compelled to act. I guess maybe,
okay, yeah, because if Emma hadn't been
but
transported,
but also Emma would have been there to act, and like she would be totally motivated to get Daniel out. I know that. Um,
oh yeah, oh yeah. Well,
and
and
we'll get
I
to that.
guess things would have moved a little bit faster on the
Yeah,
outside of the abyss if Emma hadn't been put in there.
yeah, but at least she was there to comfort Daniel because evil Emma sends them both to the abyss. Like
Yeah.
there's like
I will
run.
say,
Yes.
I guess both of them being there, that also allows them to kind of like to reconnect, and we'll get to that
Yeah.
too, but that was kind of their opportunity to talk without outside distractions, without other people, even though they could die.
Yeah.
There's also the, well, at least now it's just us and we can just focus on us.
Yeah. Yeah. Uh, Yeah, exactly. So we then cut to Jax uh running into Andy running into Jax. He's sat down and he's like clearly like sat there knowing that Andy's gonna show up at some point.
Hmm.
Um, because he's like, hey Andy, I need to talk to you. What is it? Um, Emma might be in trouble, and like yeah, we're both mad at Emma, but we both want to help her, right? Yeah. Oh, also, did you pick up that she's mad at her for sending her zombie boyfriend back into the video game?
Yeah, I heard that and I was just kind of like, wait a minute, zombie. And I'm thinking, okay, wait, I can't stop this episode and then go back to find the zombie boyfriend thing. I was like, I
Yeah,
have to keep going, but I did hear that and I was just like, what?
that was a whole thing. Where Andy created a boyfriend in a video game. Emma brought him out into the real world, and then the two of them started dating. Uh, but then he got too aggressive and tried to bite people, so Emma sent him back. But Andy was mad about it, and that's why she's like cold towards Emma for a while.
But he's a zombie. He's gonna
Yes.
bite people.
Yeah.
It's in
Yeah.
the
Oh yeah.
code.
Yeah. Andy was 100% the one in the wrong here.
Yeah, what the heck, Andy? She was not thinking. That is not a proud moment.
She was in love for the first time.
I well, as they say in Game of Thrones, the things we do for love, I guess. But
Yeah.
girl, the zombie, really?
Like, because like they make a point of like she's never had a crush before, but now that she has her love that she created for herself out as a real person. I'm not kidding. That's how they say it.
Okay, I feel like they did her dirty. The writers did Andy dirty.
I was like, for throughout the whole like previous part of the show, I was like, oh my god, Andy, yes, like aromantic represent, yes.
Yes, but then this happened. They do this to her character.
Yeah, she has a crush, but it's on a video game zombie turned like material human kind of.
Internal screaming.
Yeah, exactly. And
Okay,
then
maybe I won't. I won't revisit that. I'm not
and
gonna,
then
or
she
not revisit. I won't go to that at all.
and then she holds a grudge against Emma for sending him back for like that's way too like serious of a grudge and for way too long. Yeah. Like
I feel
to
like
the point
that's
where
out of character.
yeah, to the point where I really wouldn't believe that of Andy. She's usually like more pragmatic than that, and like usually not like even when it comes to her own emotions, um like normally like she's able to like see through that stuff to
Yes.
what's like more important on the outside. Like remember that there's the bit in season one that you watched. I think you watched this part where she got upset at Emma for like not focusing on the fact that she could use her powers for good, and she was like slacking on trying to develop them.
Yes. Yes.
And
And that's the Andy. Like this
yeah,
zombie boyfriend thing, that makes no sense to me now.
yeah, does not gel with her character.
Right.
Uh,
And
and
so
but
she was still acting cold towards Emma, like when this is going on with her talking to Jax.
yeah,
That was the whole thing of like her acting all cold shoulder to her.
yeah,
Okay.
and and Jax is like, hey, I think Emma might be in trouble. He actually like he tells a very convincing lie here. I'm like, wow, that like he did he did a good job acting the part here, um, because he was like, yeah, yeah, Emma might be in trouble, and like, but I can't help her because I don't have my powers. Oh, okay, let's go steal them back. Like he like the manipulation job was very smoothly done. Like more than I would expect from someone who was just like who just was like wore Emma down so much that she broke up with him. You know?
but it's this is gonna sound it's a little
Yeah,
riot-ish. Like
yeah.
he had to figure out a way to get his power. Like it's all about him. It's
Mm-hmm.
the me
Oh,
thing.
I'm not saying it's good, but I'm saying like good job at doing what he wanted to do. You know?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. He figured out. Oh, I know how to get her to do what I
It's
want.
very bad, obviously.
Mm-hmm. Oh, definitely. But
I'm not saying like, oh, he's doing a like, wow, Jax, you're doing a great thing, great job, good for you.
no, no, we're not praising this manipulation at all. Understood.
I'm just saying like, well, he's a good manipulator. I can see that about him.
But I agree. But I think
Yeah.
this manipulation is motivated by his own selfishness. So
Oh
of
yeah.
course he's got to make it good. He's got to make sure it's
Hmm.
gonna work. And so like I think we're saying the same thing. Like he
Well,
yes
I'm just yeah, I'm just saying it because like he he did such a poor job of like keeping Emma in her he's staying in Emma's good graces earlier. I'm surprised he was able to do so well with Andy here because usually Andy is like much more suspicious of him. You know?
Yeah, but I think Emma, her headspace. Well, and we just talked about how Andy apparently lost her mind
Mm-hmm.
somewhere because her
Yeah.
character is not where it should be.
No.
But Emma, like, I mean, her, like we said, that well written conversation, like, she knew exactly what this was and she knew she needed to step away from it.
Mm-hmm.
So he wasn't going to be able to manipulate her.
Right.
But
Yeah.
Andy, in this case, with this situation, yeah, he knew
Sure.
exactly what to do.
Yeah, I can see what you're saying. It's kind of a different thing. Never mind.
Hmm.
I retract any credit I gave you at all, Jax. Um.
Ah, he got a little bit and you took it right back.
Yeah. Because screw you, Jax. Um. Well, because he legit turns evil. I can say that. So
Considering what I saw the two episodes,
so he's like, hey, if you help me, go into the council to get my powers back, I'll give you Philip, your zombie boyfriend, back. And she's like, deal.
so disappointing.
And but don't you double cross me. If you double cross me, I'm gonna tell misinformation that you cried when watching a video of that crippled goat taking its first steps.
So specific. So,
What a what a thing to just make up on the spot.
and for it to be true.
Yes, it was 100% true.
That was the part that got me when he was like, "How did you know about that?"
I didn't.
I was like, "Andy, no, you have to. You don't lie to him.
Hmm.
For you to be that specific and know
Right.
that, you
Hmm.
have to. There's something to that. You didn't just make that up."
Yeah, there's a thing in this show of like people making very specific assumptions that are exactly the right thing.
Yes.
Like like in a couple like the episode previous to this one, Lily said to Ramona when like a note came down that had, well, it wasn't a note written to them that had, but it was just a piece of paper that Maddie threw in that had her name on it. Uh, it Lily saw like, oh, Maddie, oh, this must be Diego having opened a portal because they're dating and he must be developing his powers
Wow.
because
Yeah.
he's a Kanai and he's probably at that stage in his like Kanai power development that he'd be able to start opening portals. That
It's
she
like,
legit assumes the exact, like, hits the nail on the head based on a assumption.
that's wild. That's when you want to ask the question: Are you from the future? Are you messing with me?
Lily, did you read the script?
Right? You cheated. There's no way
Yeah,
you cheated.
yeah, uh, and exactly, and and then and so Maddie, Katie, Sophie, and Diego are in the living room. We were talking before about Ursula's whole racist attitude towards Diego. That
Oh my
we've been
gosh.
completely proven right as the show has gone on.
Okay, so she has continued on that track.
Yes, and she
Oh
legit
boy.
says like, "Oh my God, you're here! Now I have to disinfect the whole living room." Yeah.
Yeah, she said that. That was my moment of we're back to this.
Like when we were talking before, I wasn't sure like if the show was intending that, and I didn't want to like cast aspersion, so I was like qualifying my language a bunch. I was like, I didn't need to actually. That is exactly what was
That's
intended.
where we were headed. We had started on the track we weren't sure. So understandably, yeah, you didn't want to, be heavy on it, but at this point, yeah.
Well, to be fair, even to start off, they were heavy on it. So,
Mm, true, we didn't do it. We just
but
noted it.
yeah, but like if you like make sometimes if you make accusations that can be like go very seriously wrong, but we were not wrong. Uh,
No.
uh, so she's like, ugh, get out of here! You gotta disinfect the whole room now. and and wait, what? Oh, what's that? Oh, we're looking at this note over here. What are you guys looking at? Oh wait, what? What is sauce? And of course, and
Again.
everyone, even Sophie, yells in unison, SOS!
Yes. Yeah.
Like, and Sophie, of course, she didn't know what no no wait no
It
sorry
was Maddie. Yeah, we're
even yelled. She's like, why didn't you know this already? Even though I didn't a couple minutes ago.
but to be fair, you expect your parents to know things that you don't know.
Yeah.
Like she's supposed to
Well,
be the adult, but it's Ursula, so
Maddie and Ursula share one brain cell, so
indeed.
like, wait, I read the note. Oh, they need someone to help them out of limbo through this through the portal. Okay, and like, okay, if I help here, I can be I can be the hero in this situation, and I can prove myself. She gesticulates her arms outward. Prove myself to all witch kind.
Yeah, she's at this point. She's starting to narrate her own story. She's coming
Yes,
up with her own thing now.
yes.
So
Like
nobody else is in the
I'm
room with her.
I'm gonna I'm gonna save the day, and then everyone's gonna love me.
Yeah,
Yes. Uh,
and you're
and then
going no.
and then she starts walking out of the room. Sophie says to her, "Wait, where are you going?" "Oh, I'm going shopping to buy to buy the perfect savior of the magic realm outfit." I knew she was gonna say that.
Priorities, priorities, man.
Like I knew that's exactly what she was gonna say. I'm going shopping so I can buy my savior of the magic realm outfit to wear, so I'll look good doing it.
It makes me think of the what's the phrase like dress for the job you want.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
that's what she's doing. She's like, if
Hmm.
I want to be the savior of the magic realm, I gotta look the part.
Yeah,
So
and then earlier I sent you a picture of the outfit she picks out.
yeah, that.
We'll get to it.
Oh
Um,
yes.
so Desdemona and Gigi. What'd you what'd you make of that? Gigi working for Desdemona.
Yeah, that. uh, Okay, so the gossip
Yeah.
working for the Dark Witch. I was going,
Well, not by choice.
right, and I figured that out. I was like, wait a minute. So there's witchy things, of course, happening here. Because like, why would Gigi do this?
Yeah.
But the initial like seeing it, I was like, why? What? Hold on.
Yeah. Wait,
That was
so
my
evil Desdemona conniving with this teenage girl gossip at the school? Like like of all the people to make your minion, why her? You know,
Yeah, the only thing I can think is to get information, but
like the power of her bully pulpit, I guess. Yeah.
I guess so. Because I was just kind of like, what? She picked,
She
okay,
she could use the power of her gossip and social media reach to further her goals.
I guess so.
And
I guess that was the plan, but yeah, that was an odd, it was an odd thing for me to see at first. And I
mm-hmm.
was like, okay, let's roll with it.
and
Hopefully it
then
doesn't last long.
yeah, Desdemona says like, "Oh, it's actually lasted a long time, like plenty of episodes by this point. This has been a running thing." Uh,
What? Okay.
yeah,
Oh
like
boy.
half the season almost. I swear. Like
Okay, so she cast this because this is what, 20, this is 22,
yeah, or 23.
23. Okay,
No, yeah,
wow.
oh, right, 22 with this one. Anyway, whatever. Doesn't really matter.
It's
Um,
it's 20 something. But that means,
or
I mean, if you think about it, if it's been going half the, that's like a good 10 seasons, or not seasons, goodness.
10
10
episodes.
episodes, not 10
Yeah,
seasons. Oh boy.
yeah, uh, yeah. This show didn't last 10 seasons.
No.
Um, I don't. By the way, it lasted 4 seasons. So when we're done with these episodes, we'll be halfway there.
Halfway. Yes.
Whoa. Uh,
Living
um,
on a prayer.
yeah.
Love
Uh,
Bon Jovi. I was gonna marry him when I was 3.
yes. Oh, by the way, I was interviewing Lisa Correo, and they apparently in the development process they were thinking that Ramona, the character, was going to be like a Jersey girl at heart, you know, uh, and that and she added to like her internal motivations that Ramona, the character, would love Bon Jovi and stuff like that.
Yeah, that tracks. That would track.
Yeah. And also, as we know, Agamemnon is in love with like '80s dances like the sprinkler.
See,
And
this all would have gone to, yeah, this would have worked.
yes, uh, and uh, and the and the lawnmower, wasn't it? Mm, mm. And oh,
The so cool moves.
and the song, oh yeah, you know the one that was in Ferris Bueller's Day Off. I just
Oh yeah.
realized that's where that's from
The
recently.
yeah.
Ba-bom, bom. Oh
Hmm.
yeah.
It's been a
So
minute since I've seen that movie.
it took me weeks to realize, oh, that's what it was referencing. Okay.
Hmm.
Yeah. um so but apparently there's only one day left until the last light of the full moon for Desdemona to get Emma out of the way. And Gigi's like, "Are we going to come up with a complicated plan to get her out of the way?" Not quite. We're just going to lock her up.
No, there's no time.
Yeah. And well, it once you take over the world, will you fulfill our deal to make me the most popular journalist in the world? Sure.
Right? Like it doesn't matter, Gigi.
Like,
That's so weird. I was like looking at the thing going, Gigi, really? You it
well,
doesn't matter.
Gigi's looking out for number one, you know? Uh,
I guess so, but girl,
she was doing some hustling on the floor, you know?
a little bit. I mean, I get, stay with your goals, stay goal focused, but look
Yeah.
at who you're making this deal with.
And then she's like, "Yeah, we got to find out where Daniel and Emma are." And then
Mhm.
then she's like, "Okay, I'll check with, you know, the whole school." Then she whips out her phone. APB, APB. Everyone needs to know and I was like, "Wait, what's an APB?" I looked it up. So she knew the abbreviation for All Points Bulletin.
Yeah, yeah.
So, so I was like, "Wow, Gigi using the high up lingo there."
And sort of, well, not really appropriately, but I guess if you're on the bad side, then they are the, I don't know. It
Well,
kind of makes sense.
she just needs to find someone quickly.
Yep.
So
And then she also added ASAP at the end, right?
yes,
Just to keep with the acronym.
yes, exactly. And that and then so Andy bring uh op- opens the council doors, she opens it legit with a jack, like jacking it open, like.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, and she's like, oh, it's keeping it open with 230 psi. It'll only hold for about 2 minutes, so gotta hurry. And that, and then he starts making quips at her, like, uh, like, uh, like, or like, be quick. Yeah, I know my way around. Oh right, because you used to get in trouble a lot with the council. Haha.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you literally just said you need to like go super quick. Like you only like not a second to waste.
And you've already wasted like 20. Come on, y'all. Go, go,
Yeah.
go.
Yeah, and so he squeezes through the little opening. I thought
Yes.
that was funny. Um, and and meanwhile, Daniel and Emma figure out that the abyss that they're in is the place where lost things go, like old socks and keys and stuff.
Yeah,
And
and it was like, I knew the washing machine was eating my socks or something, she said.
yeah, and they were ending up here in the abyss. That's where lost things
Yep.
go.
Yep.
Wasn't that a song in Mary Poppins Returns? The place where lost things go. You know what I'm talking about?
I think so. Or, we're not talking
Well,
about original. We're talking about like, is
Mary
it a
Poppins
sequel?
Returns.
Okay.
Why did I just reference Mary Poppins Returns? No one remembers that movie. Like,
I don't. I'm sorry. But it's okay. That's another thing that wasn't on the bingo card, but it's cool.
I basically forgot that movie as soon as I saw it. So
We'll accept that part.
yeah. And Lin-Manuel Miranda's horrible British accent. I remembered that. Um, did you
I
ever see
love
it?
him. Huh?
Did
I
you ever
didn't
see
go
it?
see it. I didn't see it.
I was dragged to see it.
Oh dear.
So so Emma tries to magically open the lock, and she's like, "Open this door," and the spell bounces off. Pew, 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 pew.
Yeah, I was like, oh no, it's not gonna be that easy. I was thinking
No,
when she started this, I was like, it's not gonna be that easy. There's no way.
but they had to like duck. Ah!
Yes, and I'm thinking, what would have happened had they been hit with that spell?
Uh, I don't know what what do you think? Like if a person gets hit with like a door unlock spell,
What
what's
happens?
I don't know, maybe nothing.
Hopefully nothing, but
Hopefully
I
nothing.
also would not want to just get hit by the spell to find out. That's not an experiment I want to
Yeah,
do.
yeah. So that so they're like, okay, let's pick up some keys and try unlock the door, but then the door starts compacting in.
Yeah, very Star
Uh,
Warsy, which I
yes,
like. You have that in there. I was like, yes.
yeah, and they're like, oh no, we gotta let's try and break the lock. Try and find something to break the lock, and then Emma like picks up an exercise ball, like kind of like this. I don't know.
No. And I was thinking, like, well, she's panicking. She's not thinking
Yeah,
clearly.
right. Yeah,
She's just panicking.
and Daniel, she like sort of looks at Daniel like.
I don't know.
She's I think she's like looking at like disbelief in herself, like, did I just really pick up the exercise ball thinking it was gonna help?
Like, we're talking about breaking a lock.
Yeah,
This giant
and
ball is not gonna do that.
just this is rubber ball, yeah,
Yeah, it's
and
not gonna
full
work.
of air, yeah, and and um and then Daniel picks up a surfboard to like try and wedge it in, and it stops the wall. Like, what? How?
Yeah,
How?
I thought it was gonna break immediately. When he did
Yeah,
it,
but
I'm going, it's a compactor. Like, how much pressure is coming in? A circle, and then it didn't snap immediately.
in fact, it made the walls stop.
Yeah. I was like,
Like,
oh, this is movie
wow,
physics.
sturdiest surfboard of all time.
Yeah,
Uh,
this is that Hollywood physics. That doesn't that
oh my
shouldn't be
god!
happening.
Wait, is this surfboard Gem? She,
Oh, that's right. Because what?
she turned herself into a surfboard and then shimmied away
Yes,
as a surfboard. And
yes, that was the Minx episode where Minx
yes,
changes. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
that was the funniest thing. She's like, "Oh, I'll become a surfboard," and then
And she
scoot
hops
away
over
as a surfboard.
That was so funny. I'm thinking nobody saw that. The whole beach. You have all these celebrities and people walking the beach. Nobody saw her turn into a surfboard and just like hop over to the other surf. Okay.
And then, yeah, like, why not like turn into another person and then run away? You know?
Exactly. You could have been anybody. You could have turned back into Jamie. You could have done
Yeah.
anything.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah.
no, a surfboard.
Right. And then scooch, scooch, scooch.
Yes, the little hops. That was the thing that made me like every time I watch that episode and that happens, I start cracking up.
Yes.
Because it's like,
That
I'm a surfboard. Oh, let me get with the other surfboards.
yeah, that's genuinely some like every which way energy right there.
Yeah.
Like that's something every which way would do, you know.
I could see Emma in like a fit of kind of panic. Like she
I'll turn
transformed
myself into
herself
a
into something
surfboard.
and she
Yes. So the door stops. I mean, the walls stop with the surfboard, and it's like, oh, good.
Yes.
And that.
Because physics doesn't exist in this. Like
Oh, speaking of physics not existing, Jax makes it out of the council with his powers, and he's like, yes, I got him, and he's like on the ground like holding them, and then Andy's
yes.
like, I thought you were gonna drop them. Her foot like
Kicks
hits
him.
his arm a little bit, and he like loses grip on the tube full of the powers, and then they fling across the room like
Yes. Because
wow.
I'm like, how did it get that much airtime? Like, it's not like she punted it or something. She
Right.
just she just
She
kind of
didn't
hit
even
his
kick it
hand.
directly.
No, she just kind of bumped his hand when she was walking. It should
No,
have just
she bumped like further down his arm, and then his hand went like blah.
what the heck? But it was enough to apparently go flying way up
And
into the air
and
because
they're
she
both like
catches it like up.
no. Uh, and the and then Andy's like, I got it. Leap and grab it. Ha!
Yeah, I'm going, how much force was in that? Like how forcefully were you walking to do that?
And or I think it's more on him to like make his hand like reflexively like blah.
Yeah,
Like
with how much force though he's on the ground. Like his
yeah.
hand, he's lying prone. Like all of a sudden he just yeah.
Like he doesn't have enough like range of motion with his arm to fling it upward.
No, he shouldn't anyway. Not that far and not that high. Like
I
the
love this show's
trajectory,
editing.
yes. The cuts help a lot, but good
Yeah,
grief.
like they try to convince you that ludicrous like ranges of motion happen between cuts. You know,
Yeah,
um, but yeah, the you gotta blame the production, not the editors, for that one. So
good point.
um,
Good point.
that's what I've
But
learned
she
from
does
experience.
catch it. Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
she leaps out and catches it. Well, good on you, Andy, for leaping out and catching it. And she's like, "Yeah, I got reflexes like a cat. More like a goat, Andy, but I'm
Yeah.
because she is the goat."
She is the goat.
And and then and then we get the classic sitcom joke after that when he like tries to open the tube.
Oh yeah, and he can't open it. And then pop, she
And
just takes it from him, pops it open.
and then he says the thing. Well, I loosened it.
And she was like, uh-huh. She just
Yeah,
went, yeah, sure, okay.
yeah.
But she did
That's
have the
how
other
many
one.
sitcoms has that joke been in? You know?
Almost everyone in some way,
Yeah.
form, or fashion. Because I remember I think it was the Cosby Show,
Yes, I
Elvin.
swear.
Yeah,
Oh,
Elvin,
I
like,
know the exact bit you're talking about. The bit with Claire, like hit. She's actually the one who taught me to hit the bottom of a jar to get it open.
yeah, Sandra comes in because Claire's trying to open it, and
Yeah.
she's like, I can't open it. And he goes, I got this. It's a man's job. And he can't do it. Sandra comes in and like pops it from the bottom, and she just opens it.
No, no, I swear it's Claire that does it. She's like, oh, wait, no, Sandra, let me show you how it's done. Wait, wasn't it? I think.
No. Claire needed it open because
Oh
at the
right.
end, Claire says, she said something like, "Thanks, Sandra. You're a real man." Because Elvin
And
can't open.
and then we of course cut to Cliff going like womp womp.
Womp. Yeah, yeah. But no, it was Claire needed it opened.
Right.
Elvin tried to open it, and then Sandra just comes downstairs and she's like, "What are you doing?" And he goes, "Open his jar, free mom." And he's like straining to do it. And she
Yes, I
goes,
remember now.
"What?" And then she goes, "Can I try?" And he's like, "No, I got it." And then finally he puts it down because they already had an
Yes.
argument. And he's like, he puts it down and puts his hands up like, "Okay,
Oh, I
right."
that's a joke I remember too. Like, oh yeah, but Cliff taught him to do that. When the wife like argues a point back at you, just go like, okay,
Put your hands up.
put your
Okay,
hands up.
all right.
Yeah.
You're done. You're done. And he does that
What?
exact thing.
Yeah. What are the chances I knew exactly the moment you were talking about?
It's so like there's so many iconic little moments from that show. Like you
Yeah.
can say some stuff and people know. It's like in our DNA to know that show.
Yeah. But like that show wasn't of my time, you know. So
But still, like there's shorts and everything from like classic clips from that
no,
show.
no, I'm saying I legit did find and watch that show years ago.
Oh, really? Okay.
A lot of it anyway.
See, I
I,
was the
I was on a
generation
I was on a
Thursday
big
night.
Bill Cosby kick until you know what. So
Yeah. That's a bit that we see in a lot of sitcoms is the
mhm.
opening trying to open something and you can't. Somebody opens it easily and it's like, "Well, I loosened it for you."
Yeah, as a joke, it is kind of dated, like a bit of a like, oh, battle of the genders thing.
Yeah.
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 But but it still is like on occasion funny. Uh,
Well, and I feel like with these, especially between Jax and Andy, because like if you
yeah.
think about those two characters having this bit,
hmm
it's funny. Like I knew what was gonna
Well,
happen, but it was still funny to me.
actually, when it comes to like how this joke is structured, is like, oh, it's the woman punching down at the man's ego, I guess. You know,
Mm, okay, okay.
like this
I,
particular joke is more fine, I guess.
well, and I think for me, one of the things, and of course later on when other things
Yeah.
happen, I was like, okay, maybe that's not it. Part of me was like, well, it's his magic in the bottle, so
hmm
maybe he isn't allowed to be the one to open it. Like this all
Yeah,
gets disproven later, but in
for
my
sure.
head, there was the idea of like, okay, this could be kind of the battle of the sexist old bit, but
hmm
I was like, it would be interesting if he can't open it because it's his magic. Like there's
And like
some
his powers were taken away, that sort of thing.
right, so he's not powerful enough to open it, but like Andy, who has no power, she
Yeah.
doesn't have any power. She doesn't have any, like a dog in this fight. In this
hmm
case, she's able to just open it up. Like, 'cause
Yeah.
she's just a normal human being. She doesn't need this bottle. So, yeah, I can
Yeah.
open it.
I'd love to see what would happen if you tried to dump powers on a normal human, you know? Like
Oh gosh. I hope it wouldn't be
I have
that.
a feeling it just wouldn't work, you know?
It would just be
Um,
nothing. Like maybe they sneeze.
yeah.
It's just like, what was that?
Yeah. So, yeah. And of course the first spell that Jax does is like, I'm going to shut your mouth.
Yup. Yup.
And she's like,
Yeah, it doesn't really because you kind of know what Andy's saying if you really
Yeah.
think about it. Like
Yeah.
even though she can't talk, you know what she's trying to tell him, and you
Yeah,
get
yeah.
it.
But he was just like, "What? I can't understand you. Whatever.
Yeah,
Ha 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 ha."
yeah.
Um, so that then we cut back to the Van Pelt household. Ursula gets home from her shopping, and she buys a what I said to you was a She-Ra esque outfit. She-Ra
Meets
and the Princesses of Power. Yeah,
it was giving She-Ra vibes, but I'm loving this She-Ra meets Star Trek.
yeah. Like she has this like a bit of like Star Trek like undergarment to her, or I
Mm-hmm.
mean like under the dress like the sleeved part. Yeah.
Yes, I see. I know what you're talking about. That part of the outfit, it was very
And the makeup.
enterprisey.
I got my saving the magic realm outfit. How's it look, everyone? Ha! Hey.
And she does
And
the
then
pose.
yes,
She's like, wait, let me give you the
gesticulating.
full effect.
I'll let you say the next what next line is said though, because you made a point of
Yeah.
this.
She's, oh my gosh. Maddie says, who cares about fashion?
The
I was
world
like,
is at stake,
stop the
and
presses.
everyone is like, what?
Yeah, even she, like, after she said it, she was like, wait.
Did I just say that? And Diego like everyone else has like a shocked face on. Diego like smiles. He's like, yeah,
Uh-huh. He's
like
like, that's how you should be feeling.
yeah. Good for you, Maddie. You're a real girl now.
Yeah, you had a breakthrough. Good job.
Yes. And he's like, I had. He's like, yeah, that's my mark rubbing off on her to make her a nicer person. Yeah. Uh,
Which
so
he's proud of it, but then Ursula, oh.
this, this is your influence.
And she makes it sound like it's a terrible thing.
Well, well, yeah, because she's vain and vapid, you know.
Well, yeah, and the whole racist thing coming back to that.
Yeah.
Like,
This is your influence.
mm-hmm.
Ugh. Icky vibes.
Yeah. Yeah. The ick.
He's a bad influence, a bad
Bad
influence, a
influence.
bad influence on you.
But he's
Um,
not. Oh.
yeah. Or sorry, he's a good influence. Ugh.
How dare he?
Yeah.
How dare he
Keep
give Maddie perspective and
uh,
make her think of real
keep away,
priorities?
he'll lead you on the right path or something up his sleeve. uh, Use your head, you'll be misled. The boy's a fool and too naive.
Ah,
Like
but
I just marvel at how well sometimes songs from Jim map to this show.
oh yeah. Well, and I feel like that's because um you have
Intimate
archetypes and
knowledge.
yeah, and well, you have certain archetypes that carry
Yeah,
through stories in either
yeah,
way, and you can see certain characters from other shows and like make the connection, which is why we're able to do stuff like this.
yeah. Oh, you know what? I should make a meme of like that shows like Jem and Pizzazz next to each other, Glinda and Elphaba next to each other, Emma and Maddie next to each other. Put them all together and put that on the Jem fan group.
Yeah, and
You
just be
know?
like, discuss.
Yeah,
That's the whole thing. You just put that picture up there and just be like, all right, discuss. What do you think?
yeah. Uh, exactly. Wait, it is Matt. I, hmm. I don't. I think it's because like it if Glinda is the good. Wait. So I suppose it matches up if like the pink one is the popular one in each case. Just
Yeah, but I also
and
think,
considering nothing else, you know.
yeah, but I think too, like if you're looking at Wicked, because it's kind of taking those stereotypes and those tropes and like kind of flipping them and questioning
Yeah.
like there's layers to the whole Wicked thing. Like it
Hmm.
still feeds into you've got the popular one and the person who's supposed to be the good one, and then the person who's
Yeah.
supposed to be the bad one. And
But in Gem the pop like the Glinda archetype is the genuinely good one. So he's
right,
not bratty. Like she's like be selfless and care for others.
right.
Uh,
But then I mean if you think about it, there's still some sinister things with Jerica slash Jim. Like the whole Rio thing, don't oh come on.
yeah.
There's like
Uh,
psychological warfare happening
we'll
there.
do a podcast dedicated to this.
We'll
Um,
have to because I feel like I am Jerica in many different ways. Like I
yes.
am the person I feel like I have to do it all and it never stops and
Hmm.
time for me.
Yeah.
And but at the same time, I look at her and I'm like, you got some flaws, honey. You got some things you need to
Yeah.
work on. So,
Hmm. Uh, yeah. Uh, and Maddie is just like all in the zone. She's like, we gotta save the magic realm. We gotta, look through all this stuff, and
mhm.
because all witches are in danger, and
Yeah,
and
including
and
me.
yeah, yeah, sure, but still doing the right thing, and and like even it like yeah, concern for self, but yeah, that concern for self necessitates saving everyone else. So yeah,
Like, this is what we have to do. She does focus in that moment. Even though we have that comedic exchange in the very beginning, yeah, you do see Maddie kind of realizing, no, this is serious.
yeah, and Diego's like, we need to call everyone in. Wait, who are you calling? Emma. She'll know what to do. Slash, she'll be a big help. And Maddie's like, no, 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 no.
Yeah.
I don't want to bring Emma in on this. No. Uh,
Well, you just said it was so serious.
but, but like, yeah. But we don't need anyone else. And I love this delivery. My magic skills are flawless.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which then leads into
So, but I don't know about that, says Katie. Like, recently, like, just last week, you turned Sophie into a beanbag chair. And then it is like, yeah, I miss being a beanbag chair. Comfiest 5 minutes of my life. And, like, hugs herself.
yes. Which in my mind, I'm like, if Sophie were going to be a piece of furniture, a beanbag chair,
Yeah,
yeah,
exactly.
that's
Are we
perfect.
now gonna get into it? Are we now gonna get into a tangent about what piece of furniture every character in this show is?
I don't know if we should.
We should not. We'll save that. We'll save that for another time, just between the two of us. Okay. Um.
Okay. Because that also makes me think of like it also makes me think of like Beauty and the Beast, when because all
Yes.
of everyone's
Yes. Oh my
everyone's
god.
furniture or something in the castle.
And well, I can say Jax is just guest on. So
If what? Wait, say that again.
if we're going with the Beauty and the Beast analogs, Jax is just guest on.
Oh,
So
easily, easily.
he's not a piece of furniture. He's just guest on.
Yeah. Period.
Anyway, that's all we're gonna say about that. So he certainly deserves that after he tries to deliver maybe the worst and the worst joke of all time, because because he's like, uh, oh hey Andy, your wish is my command. Uh, get
Yeah.
it? Because I'm like a genie. Because I have my powers back now. That's
Yeah.
is that might be like the biggest stretch of a joke I've heard ever.
It was so flat. It fell so flat. Like I
And
was
Andy
going,
just
mm-mm.
uh, I was like, I hate you more just because of that. Like
Yeah.
I know you've done plenty of like super evil and awful stuff, but I hate you more because of that
Yeah.
joke
This
attempt out of a
this
joke.
this is a bridge too far.
This is a joke. No, okay.
It's like, no,
I
this
love
doesn't
that. I love that he is at least like, oh, okay, never mind.
work.
uh, and or he says, yeah, you get it. And then E comes in and he's like, and she's like, hey, did you guys just break into the council? Oh, well, yeah. Wait, why didn't you just ask me to do it? And Jax doesn't know that it's evil Emma here. And he's like,
Exactly.
I did ask you, and you got so upset about it that you broke up with me. Oh, why would I ever do that? Uh,
Hmm.
oh, and you don't have to worry about Agamemnon, because I just sent him to limbo. Wait,
Yeah.
what? Emma, why would you do that, Emma? Says Andy, I think. I think she said that. Um, and then Jack sort of realizes, wait, E, is that you? Yep,
Hmm.
it's me. And wait, Emma. Andy says Emma would never create another clone. Oh, she didn't. Somehow, when our spells collided earlier, the rays sent me to the abyss. That's the only explanation we get.
Yeah. Yeah. Because I was thinking they glossed over that really quickly, and I don't know. Like I was a little lost there, but I was like, okay, I think we're just supposed to go with it, but I think there should be more explanation.
By the way, there were three other clones. No mention of what happened there. Um,
There's three. Wait, so there's E, like evil Emma, but there were three
oh,
others.
there was also a nerd Emma. There was a hippie Emma, and there was a lazy slob Emma.
But we don't
There
know
was
what
legit a
became
scene
of
with
them.
they just they just got absorbed back into regular Emma, I guess.
Huh. Oh,
But
okay. I guess,
okay, yeah,
would it be because this is me really spitballing here,
yeah,
but maybe evil Emma is the stronger of the clones, so she's the one who's able to come
yeah,
back out?
might be. I
Uh,
think it's what she said of like, oh, our spells collided, and then the energy sent me to the abyss. Because
yeah,
I mean,
the
it's at least an explanation, even if it's not really clear what that means. But yeah,
yeah, like why her versus any of the other
yeah.
clones, but okay.
But and, like what happened to and Andy is like about to leave. Oh, don't bother trying to warn regular Emma. You won't find her. Wait, what'd you do to her? Oh, I sent her to the abyss along with her lame-o boyfriend Daniel. He he he
Mm.
he. Like, and then she like tries to send Andy there herself, but Hexerin swoops in.
Yeah.
Uh, ultimate pal. Like, and
MVP? Well,
yes,
MVB?
most valuable book. Yes,
Yeah.
agreed.
Okay.
Uh, and then they both bolt together. They let's run away. And the
Yeah.
I love how fast the book like shoo.
It's like we're getting out of here.
Yeah. Why? There's legit a scene in season one where Andy rides on top of the Hexer like a skateboard.
I've seen that. I think that was, is that when she found him again or found it again?
Uh, I I don't remember exactly, but
I
um,
remember her riding it like a surfboard. Maybe that was one of the episodes I watched, but that wasn't the one we were going to talk about.
so they run away, and then Andy overhears Desdemona talking to Gigi about plans to take over the realm, so she knows about that now.
Right.
Knows fully that Desdemona is a bad one.
Hmm.
Um, and then E and Jax like they wear identical leather jackets. Uh,
Well, was that, didn't she say that was his jacket?
yeah,
Or he
it
said,
was
"You're wearing my jacket."
yeah.
So he
I'm
just has
guessing
an endless supply of
I'm
leather
guessing
jackets.
he's like Charlie Brown and has an endless supply of
That's what I was thinking. Like he opens the closet and they're just all lined up.
yeah.
So it's like, okay, she took one. That's fine. I got more in the closet.
More of the exact same thing. Yeah.
Yeah,
Um.
it's his uniform. It's part of the
Yeah.
uniform.
Well, yeah. We should team up to take over the realm, and yeah. I got together with the regular Emma. Wait, you got together with regular Emma and like cheated on me, kind of.
Mm,
I was like, well, he's still with Emma, but she doesn't see it that way. Um.
right.
Uh. But he's like, don't worry. It was only just to trick her. So yeah, that's so he's like, hey, that's my defense. I was only dating her to trick her, evil Emma. So
Yeah.
it's cool.
Yeah, he's like, it wasn't a real thing. It was part of the
Yeah,
plan.
yeah, and and, and then yeah, we should take over the magical realm together during the last light of the full moon, and then become the most powerful magical couple ever. And then we'll double cross my dad, because he's been making me, take over the magical realm on his behalf. But now he's gonna have to answer to us, because we're gonna do it ourselves. Oh yeah.
Hmm.
This is the best. And evil Emma says, "This is the best plan ever." That's the last line of the scene.
Yeah.
Dun dun dun. And that, and inside the abyss, regular Emma. So we'll say Emma versus E from now on. Um,
That'll be easier. True. True.
Emma apologizes to Daniel for Daniel being dragged into this situation. He's like, it's okay, and like he says that in a situation where they legit might get crushed to death.
Right? Because that surfboard's not gonna hold.
Yeah,
You have minutes, but
yeah,
I don't know. He doesn't care. He's willing to forgive her. He's willing to whatever it takes. I guess whatever situation it is.
yeah, and but he's like, yeah. or Emma's like, I know, I know you were. I was just scared to tell you about that I had magic again because you were like, you were seeming like averse to it. And he's like, well, I don't care if you're a witch or not. Like, I was just scared of all the threats that that were coming after you, like a psycho evil principal. Or the member of the witches council trying to come after me, or an evil clone. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
all these things we have to worry about. And he's like, since I don't have powers, I'm just worried I won't be able to protect you. And I was like, mm, is it, does that come from like a bit of a problematic place? I have to protect my lady. You know, I'm
Yeah,
just saying, like, if you zoom out a bit, like,
right, right. Well, I guess you could say the roles or the
yeah,
expected
yeah, exactly.
roles of I have to be this big strong man and I have to protect you and
Hmm.
because you are supposed to be a damsel in distress.
I
And it's
mean,
like,
not. I'm not saying it's entirely that, but there's hints of it.
right, right, right. But that's what I'm saying. Like, if you zoom out and think about it on that, like that scale that you're saying, it's the idea of like the girl is supposed to be the damsel in distress and he's supposed to be able to protect her.
Hmm.
And that's not this. That's not this.
Yeah.
And even in 2025, that's
Hmm.
not always this. Like,
Right.
there's people are different. People do not always fit in those boxes, and they're not
Hmm.
supposed to. So
And I think
he,
Daniel needs to learn that somehow.
yeah, yeah. Well, and I think
And I'm,
he's trying. Like
yeah,
he,
yeah.
because for him to be even to be able to say this to her, I think
Hmm.
is a big step. For him to be able to admit it's, I don't have a problem with you having magical powers. It's the fact that I can't protect you from these dangers that you're ultimately going to face.
Yeah.
And it's like for him to be able
It's
to
coming from a
voice
good
that,
place, of course. Yeah.
right? Because some guys, some people would not open up like that. They would still
Right.
just not want to communicate about it.
Hmm. But yeah. But no, Daniel, I like you for you. You could have 4 elbows, the biggest zit known to man. That doesn't seem like a natural line a girl would say.
No, that did not feel. When she said
That
all that, I
line
was
was
going.
written by an adult screenwriter. That you could have 4 elbows, the biggest zit known to man, you'd still be you. It it just looked to me like like the actress was like, wait, why am I saying it like that? And there was a bit of like I could see in her eyes. She was like, what? This is a weird way of saying it.
Yeah, this is a wonky. Oh, pardon me. Good grief. But yeah,
Teenagers
her
don't talk
face.
like that.
No, no, no.
Like you can have
Especially
the biggest zit known to man. Like when they're talking like in a emotionally like opening up sort of way. They don't talk like that.
no.
You'd still be you. Um. Well, and also Emma, like, are you really saying that you would have been into Daniel if he weren't like super hot? Like by her
Exactly.
standards.
If he was
I
like
don't
this,
buy that.
yeah, like he's a cute boy who
Super
can
cute,
play the
yeah.
guitar and sing, and
And he's an athlete,
yeah, he's
and
like captain of the swim team, if I remember
yeah.
correctly. So it's like he's got all of these amazing attributes.
And like there was like her first like meet cute with him was like seeing him across the street,
Oh,
and
yeah,
like that's not like a, oh, I fell in love with your like emotional intelligence or
no.
whatever.
If she had seen him across the street and he had 4 elbows and the biggest zit known to man, she probably would have ran. She
Yeah,
would have taken off in a whole different
yeah.
direction.
So like don't be it. Don't.
Don't say
I get
this.
this. I get the sentiment you're trying to go for, Emma, but d- d- be honest.
Yeah, don't say this. This is what's the word I'm thinking about? This is exaggerating a lot.
Yeah.
Uh
Well,
just
I
say
mean,
I like you for you and leave it at that. That's all you really
yeah.
needed to do.
And Danielle says, "Whatever happens, I know, smooch."
Yeah. Well, and that was the other like the when she says I know, it immediately made me think of Han Solo.
Yes.
Cuz I'm like that's I mean, even though he didn't say "I love you," like you
Hmm.
knew what that was gonna be, and for her to say "I know," I was like, wow, they really went all in with the Star Wars bit, didn't they?
Yep, yep. It in with the trash compactor and combined with that, yeah,
Yeah,
exactly. And then so they like they lean their heads to the side and smooch on the
yeah.
lips.
Well,
Mwah.
they had to move the lamp light bulb out of the way too.
Yeah.
Like, that was the thing I noticed. Great, call me crazy, but I was like,
No, oh, between cuts they did that, right?
they had to get it out of the way because they were literally the way they were standing. It was right in between them for
Hmm.
obviously lighting purposes, probably. But it's like
And
so
then it
they
cuts to them like in silhouette.
it does. But I was just thinking, if they're gonna kiss, that's got to get moved out of the way.
Hmm.
But yeah,
Yeah.
they share a kiss.
Yes. And that, yeah, then we cut to Desdemona, Jax, and E confronting each other. Um, well, those two sides confronting each other. Um,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and they're like, well, we're both wanting to take over the magic realm, eh? And then Gigi comes in and is like, you should take a shot at them now, like
Yeah.
attack them now. Uh, and then and then Jax's clone comes in, Junior.
Yeah, which I was like, hold on, there's another. When did that happen?
So Jax is the one who taught Emma about cloning in the first place, and he just like calls on a clone all the time to like do his homework and stuff he doesn't want to do. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. And so Junior is one of them. It's a clone that he just had.
Well, I mean, he's like the only one that Jax ever has. Like he just creates
Oh.
one to do stuff. Yeah. But
Okay.
I think that's why Jax is so dismayed when Junior gets killed a moment from now, basically. Um,
Mm-hmm.
cause Junior comes in as like, hey, I'm gonna subdue you, Desdemona. Is like,
Mm-hmm.
thanks, Junior, says Jax. And then Gigi is like, she busts out a move with her arms.
Yeah.
It's like, oh no, you don't,
No,
ha!
I got this.
And you think that she was gonna like karate chop Junior
No.
somehow?
No, she just hops on his back.
Jumps on his back.
Like a little turtle shell or something. It's like, "Nope, I'm
Yeah,
gonna get you."
yeah. Same as wait, doesn't that happen again later? Um,
Is that the next episode, the fight in the next one?
I think so. Someone jumps on someone's back again. I think.
Yeah. We
Oh,
see I think we see that move again.
yeah. But anyway, we'll get to it. I'm sure I have it
Mhm.
noted later. Um,
Okay.
but she she attacks Junior, and then Desdemona casts a spell on Junior that vaporizes him. I guess.
It, yeah, he just poof and he's done.
Yeah. And and then Jax is like, no. And
Yep. But
so
then we
like
get
clear
then but then it gets to that eye for an eye kind of philosophy of like, well,
you you take away my minion, I'll take away yours. I'm gonna and then Desdemona's like, well, you can't because you don't have your powers back, dummy. I remember that, but then he's like, actually, I do. Ha.
mm-hmm.
And she's like, and then Gigi is snapped out of the spell. She's like, what's happening? And then E just pushes her out the door, like, get out of here.
Yeah, that to me that was a little bit of an awkward move. I understood why though, because it's just like
Yeah. Because,
you're
like,
no
what
longer
else are you going to
needed.
do with her?
Yeah, just get out.
Just, yeah, just bye.
Well, and she's very. Didn't she say something about how did I get here or what's happening or something?
No, she doesn't
Something.
say anything in that
She
moment,
doesn't. Oh, okay, that happens later. All right.
but, uh, but, uh, but E is like, we should team up as a trio, and, uh, and if I'll give you the real Emma in exchange for you letting us in on your last light scheme to take over the magic realm. And you let us down your plant. And then did you notice like the sound like abruptly cut? Listen, your plant. Oh, end credits.
Yeah, yeah. I was going. Was that a mistake? Because for me,
And
it went to a commercial because it goes from the between the end of the commercial and the credits, or the end of
Hmm.
that scene in the credits, there's a commercial
Hmm.
break. And so I was going, was that a glitch? No, no.
No,
It
it
just
wasn't a glitch with the streaming service. The sound just cut
cuts off.
like mid word. Like you let us in your plan, and the music goes like da 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 da. You let us in your plan. Ba bum. But credit end credits music. Ba bum ba ba bum. Yeah.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. So
Oh,
okay, so that was
by
not.
by the way, tidbit. You know the American Girl movies. Like the
Is that the
dolls.
based on the dolls?
Yeah.
Okay, I haven't seen the shows,
Like
but like,
or there's a bunch of like movies based on the dolls.
okay.
Like Chrissa and Samantha's New Orleans life or whatever. And
Mm-hmm.
there's one about about a girl named Chrissa who is like her the point of the story is like she's a victim of bullying, and then she has to like empower her way out of that, and like you know get turn things around when kids are bullying her, um
Mm-hmm.
and the end credits song is one where they like say hello, say hello, it's the first word in a new French, like the ship, like, and the whole point is like if you just try and open up to people, then great good friendships that way. That's a lesson for all kids everywhere. Just try and have empathy and like and just be open to connection and things, and then
Okay.
meanness will go away. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
and the person who wrote this was a movie that my sister used to watch like all the time when we were growing up, and I just found out recently that the person who wrote that end song, "Say Hello," also wrote the "Every Which Way" theme song. The
Oh.
"I cast a spell, it takes
Mm-hmm.
a hold of you." Yeah. Um,
Okay. That's a
so
neat tidbit.
that was an interesting connection for me anyway that I found out recently. Um,
Cool.
So Desdemona is undeterred though. She's like, when they're like, "We'll destroy you," and she's like, "Nah, I'm not really into that. I don't want to share my power that I get. You're gonna destroy me? What? This little goody two shoes Emma? Uh, uh, cry me some glitter.
It's like, ooh.
That that was kind of a funny play on words. Uh, cry
But
me a
this,
river, you know. But
yeah, but this isn't the glitter chick.
no, she's twice in this scene she's barked up the wrong tree with them, because
Mm-hmm.
just assume that Jax didn't have his powers, and just assume that this was the goody two shoes Emma. Both of those things, it was disadvantageous for her to assume. Uh,
Right.
just let her guard down, like, oh, you're just nothing, no threat to me,
Well,
actually.
and that's part of like arrogance, the lesson of
Mm-hmm.
arrogance.
Yeah, I don't do groups, she says, and
Mm-hmm.
and now and you can deal with my snakes of doom.
Which which I don't like snakes. So had I been in that room, she would have had
You would
me.
have been Jax.
I would have, yeah, yeah, frozen and screaming. Just,
Yeah, and I'm like, well, I I mean, why did you call them like? Um, I mean, I sort of. She's just being dramatic. I'm like, well,
but
like,
they
yeah,
weren't
snakes can cause doom, but yeah, they're just normal snakes. They're not like magical snakes in any way.
that. Yes, that's what. Because,
'Cause-
like I said, I'm afraid of snakes anyway. But they
yeah,
didn't do anything other than be snakes. They weren't.
yeah.
They weren't exceptionally large. It's not like she threw a giant, oversized anaconda that took up half the room.
Also, she said she was gonna fill the room with them, but there's like 8 of them on the floor.
Yeah,
Like,
there's just a little. There's just a few of them, which again for me would have been more than enough. But
yeah.
she
Not
built
saying
that
it's not
up.
threatening, but like you kind of oversold it.
Oh yeah,
Uh,
built that up to be a whole bunch, and it was womp womp. But
yeah,
that
like
also could have been budget.
yeah, and also you can't make the snakes too threatening. Like they got to be safe to handle for everyone. Yeah,
Hmm. I mean,
but
the whole like seeing Jax up against the door and the one's like curled up around his leg, which the cut kind of got me because at one part they're on the floor
Yeah,
And then the next part, like there's a couple that are like in front of him, but then the
yeah.
next thing you see, they're all entwined around him. I was like, they don't move that fast.
And also, there's like 10 that have slithered underneath the door to
Under
where
the
Gigi
door.
is.
I was like, that's all the snakes that were in the room.
And like there was not that many snakes to begin with.
No, I was thinking all of them that Gigi sees, those are all the snakes that were in that room to begin with. What's going
Yeah,
on?
yeah. Also, I'm not confident that snakes that size could like fit under the standard gap in a door.
No, they had to lift that. There's
Yeah.
again production.
Like some of the smaller snakes could, but like not the bigger ones.
Or I
But
could see if she looked down and saw like the tail of one or something, like the smaller
yeah,
part, and be like,
yeah.
why are there snakes in that? Why is there a snake in that room? But no,
Mm,
they were just there coming out
hmm
from under the door.
Yeah. And and then the snakes slither up Jax's legs. And I'm like, okay,
Yes.
that's scary.
Yeah,
Like,
I didn't like that at all.
yeah. Gigi realizes what happened when she's outside the room and she's like, Desdemona's a witch and she tried to make me her minion. I'm gonna blog all
All
about
about
this.
yes.
I I I knew that's exactly what she was gonna say.
Well, I mean, she stays true to her character. she,
Yeah.
once she comes
She's
out
just
of the
been through she's been through a traumatic, what would probably be a traumatic thing. You were just mind controlled for a long time and also found out that witches exist.
yeah, I'm gonna
I'm gonna
tell
blog all about
everybody.
this.
Yes.
Gotta share this on my blog to get the retweets.
Oh
um
boy.
and, and also one snake went around Jax's shoulder, like draped itself around his shoulders.
Yes. It like how did I'm thinking it crawled all the way up. Okay.
I mean that's what you see at like animal related theme parks when the animal handler comes out. Is like, look, the snake is super friendly. Look,
And then drape, which I
yeah,
could never have that
look,
happen
he's
to
my
me.
friend. He's like going around my arms. You see? Ah, look.
Yeah, and I was
Here,
thinking,
kids, come up and meet the giant snake. Yeah,
weren't those boa constrictors, or at least the one that was around him
yeah,
was a boa constrictor. I was thinking he could have been pretending that it or acting as if it were trying to choke him or something.
yeah.
But
But it
no,
was just around his just like, oh, it's just here.
yeah, kind of. Well, it kind of makes me think of what was it, the VMAs, Britney Spears, when
Hmm.
she has the snake, but it's just kind of in her arms, draped around her neck a little bit. It's like
Yeah, one
that's
one
that's
of
not
those
very
one of those
threatening.
docile snakes. Yeah,
Yeah, it wasn't a very threatening thing.
yeah. And and the and then I love this. Desdemona tries to taunt E and like, what, are you gonna try and stop me like your mother did? And and
Yeah,
and E is like, what are you talking about? And then just moves on.
which
Uh,
I was like, are we about to get? Am I gonna get backstory? And I'm like, no, this is E. This isn't Emma. Oh,
but by the way, her um what we know about Emma's mom, she died when Emma was born. Um
okay, okay.
and like, it said a little bit earlier that Desdemona knew Emma's mom like back in the day. Um
Mm-hmm.
but and like she helped Emma's mom helped Desdemona out during the last full moon, which was 20 years ago. Um
Okay.
so I'm guessing this is referring to that, like evil Desdemona is like, I'm guessing she turned evil 20 years ago as well. But Emma's mom is the one who thwarted that.
Right.
Um,
And that's their history. But then
yeah, but
later,
evil Emma's just like, what? I don't
yeah,
care.
she doesn't that doesn't do anything to her. She doesn't have a reaction really.
But then Desdemona gives the greatest threat ever. I'm gonna turn you into giant peanut butter cookie and eat you.
I'm like, you have this power. That's the thing you're gonna do.
Well, I mean, that would work.
It
So,
would. I mean, it definitely would. She'd be done.
yeah.
But I was also thinking, like, are you gonna turn Jax into a glass of milk? Because I feel like if you're gonna have the cookie,
She should have said that, like, and I'm gonna turn you, Jax, into a glass of milk to go with it.
Exactly. Like
Um,
you gotta cookies and milk. If you're gonna do this, do it right.
yeah, and 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 then Jax is like, Emma or E, help me,
Hmm.
and Jax is like, oh come on, you big baby, cast a spell, all the snakes are gone. What?
Yeah.
I
And
get the sense that she like sort of like enjoyed watching Jax like writhe around in it.
yes. Well,
Uh,
and that right there, that thinking about it in that sense also tells you like, you see where this relationship's gonna go.
yeah, and all and there's many hints of it, like the whole like when we do this.
Yes. Yes. Because that is that
Um,
later or did that hadn't happened yet, right?
that happens like 2 or 3 times later.
Okay.
Um,
Okay. Yeah, she
but
has to
yeah,
keep catching herself.
yeah, and she also traps Desdemona's hand against the wall. Like, what? This is not the Emma I know. No, I'm E, her better, stronger half. So there. And then Hexer Andy's like, all right, Hexerin, we gotta go help Emma. I'll go grab my battle armor, I guess, or something, or tool belt.
Yeah, she's got to go
Um,
get her guardian tool belt.
and Hexerin is like, no, you gotta go get Maddie. And what? I don't want to go get Maddie. Like, I'm just gonna go get my tool belt. Gets in her way.
Hex
Nope,
is like,
nope, nope,
no,
nope. You
we're doing
swallow
this
your
my way.
pride. Swallow your pride. You're going to get Maddie. She's the only one who can help.
Mm-hmm.
Because she's the only other person you know who has powers at all. So who is not in limbo right now. So
Right. Like we
uh,
need more, and unfortunately, it's gonna be Maddie. Let's go. You
so she
don't
has
like it, but that's what it's gonna be.
yeah that, and then cut back to the abyss. The
Um,
surfboard breaks.
oh no, we didn't see that coming.
How however could that have been predicted?
Yeah. Mm,
Also, why didn't it happen way sooner?
it should have happened immediately.
Yeah, uh, and Daniel's like, stay in the middle. Yeah, yeah.
What? What?
Gee, what a great observation, Daniel.
Yeah. You got any other really great ideas right now for this
Yeah,
situation?
yeah. Like that. Thanks, Copernicus. So,
Yep.
meanwhile, as they're starving in limbo, Ramona's like, "I'm starving," and then they toss down Chinese takeout.
Yeah. Perfect timing.
But that's really nice of the Panthers actually. Like, hey, we got you Chinese takeout. Here's some food.
Yeah. This is now you won't be starving. We'll feed you.
Yeah, yeah. And they also toss down another note, and Lily reads it like, oh, okay. Diego's gonna do what we said. He should practice holding the portal open longer so that they can make an escape later.
Mhm.
And then Agamemnon says like, oh, if don't want to get caught in there when it closes, or else we'll be trapped in the limbo of limbos.
That was-
Is this like Inception? Like where
That's
you get
exactly
trapped?
what I thought. So I was thinking, like, is this Inception-y kind of?
Yeah, like where you get trapped down in another layer, or
Yeah.
where you'll like be time is slowed down 10 times.
But the other thing I thought was, wouldn't it make more sense? But maybe they couldn't because, you know. But remember Harry Potter, like, you could get splinched? I
Mm-hmm.
think that's the
Yes,
phrase. That's what I was thinking. But no.
like parts of your body ripped off. Yeah.
Yeah, like if you're trying to go through the portal and it closes, well, one half of you's here and the other half of you is there, which would
Mm-hmm.
really suck.
Mm-hmm.
But no, you just end
But
up going to another limbo.
the limbo of
The
limbos.
limbo of limbo.
Jack be nimble, Jack be quick. Jack go under limbo stick.
But you have to
um,
wonder, like, who's in the limbo of limbos? Because you get first of all, I get it. There's already three people in limbo, but if you end up in
Yeah.
the limbo of limbos, aren't you just by yourself? Like you've got to be. Who
I
else makes
yeah.
it to the limbo of limbos?
Uh, let's not think about that.
True. Okay. All right.
And Andy goes to Maddie. She has to swallow her pride and is like, "Yeah, I need your help."
Oh, you could tell that
Yeah.
was painful.
and and then Maddie says like, "Why would I help you?" And then the Hexerman is like ready to throw hands for
Yes.
Pages.
It's like, listen up.
Like I'm gonna snap myself at you, and Andy has to hold the Hexerin back from doing some damage.
Like, I can handle you getting my name wrong in every episode. I can handle you being the bad witch, but this is the
But
one.
when you refuse to help when the fate of the magic world is at stake, like
That's it.
I'm I'm gonna have some words with you.
Hmm. And
And
then Andy's like, no, wait.
yeah, and then and Andy's like, well, what part of all witches getting destroyed do you not understand? I understand that part. I just don't like the idea of helping Emma out. But we've explained that's necessary in order to save the magic world.
She said, I mean, she explained the whole, all witches being destroyed. She knows what's at stake. She already said this.
Mm-hmm.
But then
Yeah,
we go back to
she was just the one lecturing the room about it earlier.
exactly. But now she's going to be petty. Now she's going to be
Right.
petty Betty.
But then of course the other Panthers know exactly what to say to get on
Yes.
Maddie's good side. They're like, "Hey, we'll organize this rescue mission, and you'll be the leader." And then she flips her like, as usual.
Yeah. And now she's in.
uh, um, you'll you'll be leading us mere human troops into battle.
Well, because is that the moment where at first Andy's like about to go off and the other two, like Lily and Sophie, are like, no, 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 no. Come with us on
Katie
this.
and Sophie, yeah.
Or I'm sorry, Katie and
Um,
Sophie. Because Lily is in the limbo. But Katie and Sophie are looking at her like, no, you come on. You have to
yeah.
play along.
Oh, Katie's like, you'll be Supreme Captain Maddie Van Pelt.
Yeah. Yeah, that's laying it on real thick.
Uh, oh, can I wear a cute uniform? She says. And Andy's like, sure, whatever.
This is, to me, this is hilarious because this is the same chick who said, who cares about fashion?
Yeah.
But if I'm going to be Supreme Captain, I've got to have a cute uniform to go with it.
Like mother, like daughter.
Oh, yeah. Apple does not fall far from the tree.
Yeah. And, is it, so, also, did you notice, like, I know statement necklaces are a thing all the time in this show, but in this scene, like, all three of the Panthers are wearing, like, super, like, loud statement
Like the big
necklaces.
chunky, yeah. Yeah.
Like, multicolored ones. Like, all three of them, they're, like, super big.
Well, and
Oh my,
what we're talking about 2014, 2015, so that was the fashion like of
yeah,
the you had to have the statement piece.
I swear one of these days I'm gonna make a YouTube video tier list ranking all of the statement necklaces in the show.
I mean, you could do that with the accessories because between the necklaces and the shoes and just all of the little things, there's an episode
Like,
in that.
I'll rank this orange one below this black one.
Depending on what atmosphere, how did it help with the atmosphere of the scene? Did it, like
Yeah,
what kind of gravity did it bring?
yeah. And I would say like how does it like help the outfit as a whole? But like everyone, all the Panthers like wear super clashing patterns and colors all the time.
Yeah. Oh, it would be a good episode to really look at. Um,
Yeah.
when Andy gets pantherized.
Oh yeah. Totally. Exactly. That man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because her
Um.
outfits, the accessories, all of that, she has to do that. And it's like looking at, because we talked about this before too, looking at how
Mhm.
it happens and how she looks when she's actually pantherized versus her
Mhm.
pretending to be pantherized.
Yes. Totally. Yeah. Exactly. And so yeah, I'll be Supreme Captain Maddie Van Pelt, and Andy's like, and Andy's like, under her breath, figures. What was
Mm-hmm.
that?
It's just like
I said
favors.
favors. I'm gonna do you a lot of. I'll owe you a lot of favors, lots of them.
Yeah, I was thinking, you better hope she didn't have a favor box. Be
so,
glad it was
well,
Maddie and not Sophie.
Sophie's got that. I'm sure she has a separate. Like, I'm sure if Maddie wanted her to, she could keep a separate favor box.
True. No, no, no. We don't need that. That would be so bad.
Yeah. Uh, I'm gonna open my favor box. um, then the Hexerin glows at them, and they're like, "Well, if we're gonna help them out of the abyss, we're gonna need the key." And the Hexerin glows like, and Maddie's like, oh, suddenly Maddie knows how to speak the Hexerin's language. Like
Mm-hmm.
what? Like she can't pronounce its name, but she can. But she knows what the Hexerin is saying the way Andy
Yes.
can.
That's when I was going, shouldn't that be Andy's line?
Yeah, like, come on, Hexerin, where are we? Oh no, no, not Hexerin, Hexathon.
Hexathon, yes.
Come on, Hexathon, where are we gonna get copper, wax, silver, and a key? And then they're all like, the T3.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love how they all say it in unison with the exact same like enthusiasm. The T3.
Well, of course they have that. They have everything.
Yeah, but so we then they run out of there and over to
Mm-hmm.
the Miller house. But then we cut to Francisco at home. Emma's dad, and he's ready. He's serving up dinner. He's making his anchovy chocolate tomato pizza.
No, thank you.
Well, I mean, it is one of his more appetizing pizza topping combinations.
Oh
One time
my
he
gosh.
made anchovy caramel pizza. Um,
Oh, well, what? Who hurt him? Why?
it's genuinely a running joke in this show that everyone orders like super awful pizza topping combinations.
Oh
Like
man.
like 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 one time the like Andy and Emma. This was in season one. Andy and Emma are like talking in the living room. The doorbell rings and Emma's like, "Oh, who could that be?" And Andy says, "Wait, did you order a pizza with pepperoni sausage, marshmallows, and cranberries?" And Emma's like, "No." And then Andy's like, just wishful thinking."
Oh, that is so. Oh man, that's bizarre. That's a
I mean,
bizarre combo.
but I think when you put all those together, it's a pretty funny running joke, isn't it? Like just
If you keep
everyone
it
just
going, then yeah, yeah,
yeah.
true.
Uh,
But he didn't he pulls it out of the oven or whatever, and he's just like so he seems so proud of it.
yeah. And like at one point, Andy said like to Emma's dad, like, "Do you guys even have taste buds?" and so he brings out his anchovy chocolate tomato pizza from the oven, and is like, "Oh hey Emma, hey Jax, you want to join us for dinner?" And she's like, no, Francisco," phrases him.
Yep.
Uh, what should we do with my dad or Francisco here? Not my
Hmm.
dad. She doesn't consider him her dad. Um, I'll turn him into a penguin. No, wait, I'll just give him penguin feet. That'll be funnier. Uh, if you're unhinged, I guess.
Hmm.
I mean, that's funny if you're unhinged. So,
Well, yeah, which she is. Eve is.
yeah. But, and then she's like, only one day left before I mean, we rule the world.
Yeah, this
Well,
is when she
well
starts slipping up.
yeah. And, like, Desdemona's not gonna double cross us. We're gonna double cross her first. And we're gonna do it our way.
Hmm. And
Uh,
you kind of see Jax looking at her like,
yeah.
He
I
doesn't.
don't
He's
know.
not oblivious to what she just. Well, he corrected her
Hmm.
the first time,
Yeah, yeah. You
and
mean
then the
our?
second time he gives her the
You mean
look.
our?
Like,
We rule the world. Yeah.
mm-hmm.
But then the T3 they come through. They have a key minting machine somehow.
It's just a little something they whipped up,
and,
you know.
and they're like, "Oh yeah, we got the copper. We melted the copper in our toy oven."
They have like a little easy bake oven as part of this machine.
Yeah.
They're like, it takes time.
It's gonna take about 12
12
hours.
hours.
Excuse
And
me,
he's like,
what? 12 hours?
we don't have 12 hours.
But it's a delicate process, and I love the way Melanie says, "You got to make all these teeny bridges."
Which she's not wrong. Like, what she
Oh
explains that, it's like,
yeah,
well, yeah, I mean, I guess so.
yeah. You got to custom make a key out of like an entirely new material that's mix mix wax, copper, and silver. So what?
Yeah. And we're supposed to do what now?
Yeah. Also, where'd they get the key mold from? I just realized that now.
That's a good question because
None
it's a.
of them have been inside the abyss, and they certainly didn't see. Wait,
They didn't see it
what?
around E's neck because she has the key around her neck, but none of
Yeah,
them saw that.
like that was the key that she stole from Agamemnon, wasn't it?
Yes,
Or
but none of them saw it. Like all the people in the room while this key is being made, they were nowhere near.
yeah, none of them have ever been inside the abyss or had access to the key ever.
Right. And I feel like
So what plot hole in the show? We found one.
the only thing that would make sense is if the Hexarin had a picture or
Oh,
something.
maybe.
Since that's how they figured out, oh, we have to have these things.
That's the only
Maybe,
possible explanation, is that the
yeah,
Hexerin got it to them somehow.
that's the only thing that I could see happening. But they don't mention it. Nobody says anything
No,
about it. So it
right.
makes it a plot hole.
But we don't have time for that because, kids, it's dinner time. Ooh, yeah, we gotta go get dinner. It's chicken nugget night.
Chicken nuggets.
And,
Which I'm like,
and,
I guess there's some good chicken nuggets.
and, and, and they leave the room and they're like, oh my god. And then Andy's like, we don't have 12 hours. Maddie waves her finger out, like, do your thing. And,
Yeah.
and then, I've seen, when I got to this moment, I paused and I was like, "Oh, this is gonna be good," because I've seen like certain like clip compilations of this show around of like funniest like moments or like spell compilations or whatever,
Hmm.
and there was one bit that I remembered of like this Maddie delivery of this spell. She says, "This process is too slow. Let's speed up the flow." Like
Hmm.
she like screams the last word, "The flow."
It's like a panicked frenzy. We've got to get this right now.
Yeah, speed up the flow. I can't say it right in the right pitch, but you get what I'm trying to get
No,
at.
I get what you mean.
um, I was like, I like paused it and I was like, oh man, I know exactly what delivery she's about to give. This is gonna be great. Because like I recognize like the context of the scene, I suppose, and yeah,
Right. Right.
I love her delivery of that. It's one of her best, I think, funniest. I mean, um,
But
but
then when she does do it,
the machine goes on the fritz and starts smoking like.
yeah, they're going, oh
And
no,
they're
we
like,
broke it.
oh no, what do we do? And Sophie's like, I know what I'm gonna do. Go get some of those nuggets.
I mean, I mean, I can relate, but we're
Yeah,
in the middle of a crisis.
yeah. Well, I mean, in a stressful situation, you can afford
Food.
yourself some chicken nuggets.
Uh, oh, the other thing I thought about, like before they left, like T3 was like, "Don't touch anything."
Yeah,
It's like
exactly.
technically they didn't touch anything,
Yeah,
But still,
Uh, they didn't physically touch it, so
right.
we're all clear.
They followed directions.
Yeah. Uh, and it's just like Sophie giving Emma the push. She followed directions.
That's so true.
Yeah. Uh, then the then the machine explodes and it like gets oily grease or whatever on all of them. They like jump down. They're like
Hmm.
all covered in like splotchy stuff.
Well, it was like gelatinous.
Yeah,
Cause
viscous.
yeah, I knew it was supposed to be oil, but at the same
Yeah.
time, I was like, it's not moving. Like if you get
Hmm.
oil on
It
you,
looks
it
like kind of
should move.
stringy.
Yeah, it was more slimish, which I guess is on brand for Nickelodeon, but
Yeah.
it wasn't really moving. It was stuck on them, and then the
But they're like,
key is stuck.
I love how they're like, oh no, the key is the, did the key get exploded or something? But they're
Right?
like, I don't know, where's the key? And then Cage is like, I found the key.
She goes,
Plucks it off
"Don't
Sophie's
move."
forehead.
Yeah, when she saw it, she was like, "Sophie, don't move."
Yes, I love it.
Yeah, well, she
We're
knew. I
gonna
was like,
pluck
I
the
have to
key.
keep her still because I need to get it.
Yeah. Then we get the greatest comedy cut maybe of this episode. Cause so Daniel and Emma are like, so this is how it ends, eh? Well, I mean,
Mm.
nobody knows we're in here. Nobody could come to rescue us. Sophie pops in. Hey guys, I'm here to rescue you.
And I was also thinking, why? I know the key was on her head, but why did y'all send Sophie?
Yeah. Out, out of all of them, like, what?
Why would
Why
you
not
send her?
send? Oh, well, I mean, I guess Maddie trusts Sophie more than Andy. I don't know.
I guess so, but I'm just in my brain. I'm like, Andy would have been the better choice.
Yeah. Even Katie would have.
Yeah, true.
Like Katie at least like can can think, properly. She has a proper working brain,
Yeah, everything's firing on all cylinders with Katie.
Yeah.
Sophie, you're not
But
sure what you're gonna get.
I mean, if they'd sent Katie, it would have been less funny for us. So
Yeah, that's true. Sending Sophie, it was very. Why did you? But it is hilarious.
it pops in like, "Hey, I'm here to rescue you," and
Which
and
is
then
another nod to Star Wars too, because her delivering that line is like, "Hi, I'm Luke Skywalker. I'm here to rescue you."
yes, oh my god, Sophie's like overjoyed. Oh my god, it's like a trash compactor.
Yes, she like called it out.
Wow, this is so interesting.
Yeah,
and the Daniel and Emma are like, we're about to die here.
yeah.
Why are you like giggly?
This is a
But
bad situation.
yeah, but I'm surprised that Sophie didn't call out Star Wars by name because I'm about to drop another bomb on you.
Okay, I'm
Sophie is a
prepared.
Trekkie.
Really?
So there's legit a there's one moment in season 1 where she and the other Panthers are in like a scary situation, like in a like having to confront an iguana. Don't ask. Um, and
Okay.
and she was like she goes to the iguana. We come in peace, and does the Vulcan hand gesture.
Hold on. Was this leading to the part where she was attached to the iguana, the oh gosh, the iguana boyfriend?
Yeah,
Okay, I remember
it
part
was
of
leading
that.
into that. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay.
and so
But
Sophie
she
gives the
throws up the
Vulcan hand
sign?
gesture.
Ah.
Yes,
Okay.
and so Sophie's a Trekkie. We know that now. Um,
But then she throws out this Star Wars reference.
no, well she does. Well, she doesn't really, but she's like, "Ooh, it's a trash compactor! Wow."
Hmm.
uh,
Well, I'm
and
saying she
I,
even says the whole "I'm here to rescue you" part. She may not
I,
realize it, but they totally
yeah,
threw that on her.
yeah. So I'm surprised they didn't like by name mention Star Wars. Like, I don't know how much it would have cost to do that, but
Oh, a lot.
sure.
That's that's about the same as Disney.
Yeah,
You can't throw that around willy nilly. You got to say inspired by or
they've by name referenced Lady Gaga and Taylor Swift before in this show,
hmm.
and Nicki Minaj. Um,
I wonder if it's different if you're talking about specific like artists
yeah,
versus like whole I don't know other franchises.
yeah.
I don't know the rules
Anyway,
about that
sure. Yeah, the walls are coming closer together. So Daniel
as they
heroically
have been for a long time
cl-
now.
climbs up and like pushes the walls apart with his body. Um,
Which I'm
yeah,
going again. Physics? What?
and I don't know. I think he would have had enough time to get out with them. I would think.
Yeah, because you think all you got to do is jump down and take a step out because
Yeah,
he was
they weren't
right
going
there.
that fast.
No,
They were going slow enough that he could have definitely just gone out with them. But
yeah,
he's
it
like,
wasn't gonna
no,
just snap shut.
I'm not gonna leave you, Daniel. You better get Sophie out. I'll hold it. He's like, no.
Well, and if you think about how long it had been moving,
Mm-hmm.
he had plenty of time. But
Yeah,
you
it's
know,
the it
drama. You got to have
yeah
the dramatics.
it's it's the fictional like wall moving timing or like clock ticking down like 29, 28,
Yeah,
3 minutes later 20.
all this other stuff happens. All this dialogue. 2 seconds have passed, maybe.
Yeah,
Well,
the,
and it kind of goes back to Andy and Jax. Like, okay, you only have like 2 minutes to go in and do the thing.
yeah, and then they make it out, and he doesn't make it out after Emma and Sophie do, and they're like, what happened to Daniel? Did he not make it out?" Emma says, well, he might have. Sophie says he might have gotten lost in the hallways and then become a lost thing, so then ended up back in the
It's,
abyss.
I was
It's
like,
her
what
brain
circle
turning,
logic?
and wait, and then Emma says like, "What? How could he get lost in the halls?" "Oh, it's easier than you might think. There's just all these hallways with lockers and more
Yeah,
lockers. I don't know how anyone keeps up."
you're going. Of course you don't, Sophie. Of course not.
Yeah, and then
Completely makes sense with you. Poor thing.
right, yeah, and wait, who was it who said like noting that all other witches and wizards will get sucked into nothing? Was it Desdemona who said that?
I think so. She was in the hallway when she said that.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Mm. And and then Desdemona comes out and Emma's like, "Oh, Desdemona, good to see you." "Oh, hi, Emma." And then Sophie is to the side like, "No, Emma, don't."
She's the one trying to drop the clue. Like, don't talk to her.
Yeah. That
I was
don't tell
thinking,
her anything.
yeah, I was thinking in
She's
this
bad
moment.
news.
Well, and it's funny because she looks at Sophie, and it's again kind of like the dismissive. Oh, she's just being weird. Like,
Yeah.
no, she's the voice of reason right now.
Yeah. But the thing is with Sophie, you never know with
Mm-mm.
these things.
It's really yeah. It can be a gamble,
Yeah. Uh,
but of course for us
uh,
that's dramatic irony because we know something that Emma doesn't realize.
yeah. And then Sophie becomes the audience surrogate. It's
Yeah.
great.
Yeah.
Um
Which I guess in that case, Sophie would have to be the one to go and save them. Like she would have been
yeah.
the one to go into the abyss. Because think about it, if it had been Andy or if it had been
Yeah.
Katie, they would have immediately like been like, "Oh, don't don't tell her anything." Like,
Yeah. But Sophie's like, "Psst,
yeah.
mm,
So I guess it works in that sense of the for the story.
yeah, but and then like yeah, I had the evil clone situation, and she's like, "Oh, Oh, you're the good Emma. Right. Why'd you say it like that? Why?
Mm,
What? Oh, and I'm actually creating an evil alliance with Jax and your evil clone.
mm-hmm.
And oh, this is the moment with someone jumping on someone's back again because Sophie attacks Desdemona
Yes.
by jumping on her back.
Yeah, the scream before she did it.
Emma, run!
It's like a I guess in a way it kind of like a panther.
A what now?
I said it's kind of like a panther scream, I guess.
Yeah,
She just like, "Rah!" Okay.
yeah, and and then and then Emma gets enough wherewithal to cast a spell to freeze Desdemona in place as a stone statue.
Yep.
And
Although apparently it's not gonna. It'll hold for a minute. It'll give them time.
yeah, it seems to hold for at least maybe half an hour. I'm guessing, um,
Okay.
something like that. And also when I interviewed the costume designer for this season, she mentioned she created the stone like a look for Desdemona, like the whole way she is meant to look that way. Yeah.
Yeah, to make her
So
look like she's made of stone. That was
yeah,
cool.
she mentioned that when I interviewed her. Her name is Ana Karina Hurtado Villaseñor. So anyone listening, check out that interview too. Um, so yeah, and then they run away, of course,
Mm-hmm.
and cut back to cut back to the van to Maddie's bedroom. Um, they're like Andy's like pacing back and forth like out of anxiety, like what where Emma and Sophie why are they not back yet? And and they should have been back by now. And and then
And
Maddie's
where
like,
are
oh
they? Like,
oh they made it out, and they're in the school cafeteria right now. What what you saw that like two oh when did you hear that? Oh, 2 hours ago. It was
yeah,
on the
she sent
misinformation
me a
blog too.
text. It was a text message. It's like,
Yeah.
what?
What?
Yeah.
And then you can
She does
tell
it
she wants to
twice.
strangle Maddie.
Well, she does it to her twice. Like,
Yeah.
because there's a whole thing with like finding out where Emma is, but also finding out where Daniel is.
Yeah, and then Emma and Andy reunite because Emma and Sophie come back, and they of course hug their mutual friends, and they're like, "Oh my God, uh, Emma, you made it back! Yeah!" As, and like, I'm we're made up now. I'm so sorry about Philip. And it was for the best anyway, because I sent him back into the video game, and he's already eaten like 3 spies. So clearly, pizza wasn't doing it for him. Where
No,
was this reasonable Andy like a long time ago, like way longer ago than this character assassinated version of Andy would have us believe, you know?
yeah, because this was not a brief lapse in judgment. This went on for a while.
Yeah. It, and also Daniel made it out, and he's over by the docks. Like what? When did you find that? Half an hour ago.
And she just
As it,
lunges at her.
yep. I'm with you on that, Andy. You.
Yeah, you every right, every
Mhm.
right.
And then and then Jax cut to the scene with Jax and E. Jax asks E like, "What are you gonna do once you take over the magic realm, and become like the foremost witch in the world?" Well, I'm gonna make all the students at Iridium High be my fans, and I'm gonna call them Emites. So, but she and Jax eat sushi. Um, did you notice that they're just eating a whole bunch of sushi? Like,
I I saw it on the table and I was like, oh, okay, where did they get sushi? But
I mean, they probably magically conjured it, of
yeah,
course.
that's what they wanted to eat, so they just conjured it up. So
I mean, what else were they gonna eat? The anchovy chocolate tomato pizza?
definitely not.
No.
Can't
Al-
say I blame
al-
them for that.
Also, another nitpick: Jax picks up a slice and is like about to hold it, like take a bite out of it, but like thinks better of it. Legitimately, seconds after Francisco took it out of the oven, like
Oh
that
yeah,
pizza is way too hot
it's
to
burning
just
hot.
bite into.
Well, you'd think it'd be too hot to pick up too. Like
Yeah,
he should
totally.
have like I don't know jumped back or something.
Hmm. Yeah, but whatever. Um, so but E is like, I hate all the goody things that Emma like. So don't talk to me about going to the beach or whatever. Also,
Hmm.
she drew a mustache on her frozen dad who's standing in the
Yes,
corner
I
and
saw
put a
that
jester cap on him.
she decorated him. I was going, what on the earth?
Yeah.
But I guess it just
Uh,
shows how much she doesn't care. Because, like, Emma would
mhm.
never do that stuff. So, just to
She's like,
show the
haha, I'm
extreme difference.
yeah, and I don't like Elvis either. E says, and like, how can you not like Elvis? He was my hair inspiration,
Yeah.
says
Yeah.
Jax. And E is like, oh yeah, there's plenty of stuff I hate about you too. Uh,
Yeah, this is falling
que-
apart.
questioning his life choices. Jax, I think,
W-
is doing that.
Yeah. It's like,
And
well, look where you threw your lot in with.
yeah, you lie down with dogs, you get up with fleas, sort of thing.
Oh, that's the true statement right there.
Hmm. And then uh, then we cut to one of my favorite moments. So we cut to everyone asleep in Maddie's room. Um, the and did you notice Emma got still like even when in Maddie's house got a butterfly blanket?
I did
Like
not notice that, but that is hilarious. Like, it's still gonna happen. Doesn't matter.
like at, where did she get this butterfly blanket? Did Maddie own it? I doubt it.
No, no. Or maybe
She
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 like
was like
unconsciously put it on there with magic. Who knows?
She, I bet she consciously did it. She was like, if we're gonna fall asleep, I'm gonna conjure my favorite blanket, butterfly blanket.
Yeah. Something of comfort with all these things that have been happening. I don't blame her. Get your comfort blanket. Do your thing.
Yeah, exactly. And and also like, so Andy wakes up and is like, I'm gonna prank Maddie while she's
Yes.
sleeping, and I'm like, yeah, I'll allow it.
Yeah. Nobody she doesn't stop her. She'll say that might not be a good idea. No, no, go ahead. Well, and
And
considering what she wanted to do to her because she had been holding back all that information, this is light
mhm,
work.
yes, totally. Uh, yeah, and for all the stuff that Maddie has done to her in general.
Hmm.
Um, so so also the fact that Maddie snores like num 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 num
Here's the thing. So
num 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 num.
while the scene was happening, I was like, who's making that? Somebody snort is at first I thought I was like maybe it's Sophie. Because
Yeah.
again, like wild random stuff would be associated with
Mm-hmm.
Sophie. But then I like really paid attention. I'm like, it's Maddie. Somebody's got to record this. Somebody should be
Yeah.
recording this.
Yeah.
Like if Gigi had been there, oh, that would have been everywhere.
Yeah. Yeah. But the thing is, another bomb about to drop on you. That so there's a scene in season one where like Maddie is like clearly like faking being asleep, so,
Mm,
like sick, resting while sick so she can get out of going to school. Um, and so her mom's in the room like, oh, you feeling all right, sweetie? And she's like, yeah, mom, I'm sick, I'm just in bed, and that and I'm just gonna go to sleep now. And then she starts like, what from our perspective when you like see that episode, you're like, she starts snoring like, num 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 num, and you think like, oh, that's the show's funny way of like communicating like, oh, she's exaggeratedly snoring, like,
no, that's just
and
how.
and her mom just buys it. She's like, and her mom like gives a weird look like, why are you snoring like that? But and but then her mom's like, okay, whatever, I'll just leave now. And and So I went through all the show up till now, just thinking in the back of my mind, oh, that was in that scene she was like snoring like in an exaggerated way, like she was like acting, but like trying to do it in like a heavy-handed way.
Right.
But
No.
but now we know this is Maddie's legitimately how Maddie snores. Because she was in this scene genuinely asleep and
Sleep. Yeah,
snoring like
everybody
that.
started off asleep. So, yeah, she wasn't pretending.
Nom, 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 nom. Nom, 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 nom. It's the funniest thing.
Too funny. Like I said, though, somebody should have recorded that.
Yeah, that should have been what Andy did as
Yeah.
a prank, honestly.
Well, I'm like, do both. Both would have been fine
She,
and
she,
well
she should,
deserved.
if she had been like, wait, like, that's how she snores, I'm gonna record this.
Right?
Yeah.
That would have been it.
That would have been incredible
Yeah.
as a bit of humor, yeah. But she just like takes a bit of like eyebrow, what's it called, gel
Is
thing.
it shadow? Eyeshadow?
No,
Oh.
that goes on the eyelids. The eyebrow gel, we'll call it.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Like to fill in the brow.
Mm-hmm.
I recognize that thing with the scrolling lid. It's like it's yeah, one of those eyebrow things. Um, but she like she takes a fingerful of it and like fingertip full of it and smears it underneath Maddie's eye.
Yes.
And Emma is like, Andy, what? Across the room, Andy, what are you doing? And I'm pranking Maddie. See? No, don't do that. What? It might be our last day alive on this earth. Let me have this.
Yeah. Which I was like, that's a good argument, and considering all this other stuff, let her have this moment.
Yeah, this is our like this is my like end of the world maybe prank. And and also, my I was looking at the scene like Sophie's like pink camo sleeping bag. My sister had that exact sleeping bag
Really?
when we were growing up. Yeah, yeah. I was like, oh, there it is. Like someone in the prop department like bought that at a store, you know.
Yeah, probably the same chain.
Yeah, exactly. At also in the Miller family house, they had at one point they had the exact same backpack that my sister had growing up. Like,
Whoa.
yeah, so they got all their props at Target. You can tell. Um,
It's realistic.
yeah.
It's like, no, girls this age really do have these things. I swear.
Mm-hmm. And so then Ursula bursts into the room. Hey
Oh,
everyone,
oh God.
I I haven't slept in. Hold looks at her hand in 2 days. Holds up two fingers.
And I'm
But
thinking, is it just been 2 days?
no, it definitely hasn't. I haven't slept in 2 days, but I think I've figured out a solution to the whole limbo business. Oh, Maddie, eh, I think you need to get some more sleep. Anyway, see, seeing the black line that
Right
Andy made
under.
under her eyes,
Yeah.
like she's just like, you need to get some more sleep. Anyway,
Like, oh, really?
she says it like slurring her words.
Yeah.
Like, and they're like, well, you need someone to go into the portal with a rope and pull the council out. You see.
So going, you haven't slept in 2 days, and that's what she came up with, which
and
isn't anything.
and like, well, do that. I'll go in and I'll get them out, and I'll be a hero.
That that was, I don't want to say unsettling, but I was going,
No, it
what?
was unsettling. I was unsettled by it.
Because that, for me, that was what I was like, okay, she needs to go. Yeah. Thinking, no, she needs to go, because that's a little, I don't know if creepypasta is the right term for
Yeah,
that. It was just like, ooh, no.
truly. and
Don't
and
don't make that noise anymore, Ursula.
then Ursula, like Katie, like says to Maddie or whoever, like, yeah, it's quite a great thing to think of when the council already told us to do this.
Exactly.
Like, this is what we were already planning. The only hang up is Diego figuring out how to hold the portal open for long enough. Like,
Yeah. It's like you lost
um,
2 hours of sleep to tell us something that we already knew.
yeah. So, but that,
Or two
but
days
then
of sleep. Sorry.
yeah, Maddie then looks in the mirror and is like,
Yeah.
screams, and then and then Andy laughs and she's like, you,
Yeah.
and then lunges at her. And my favorite part is how Katie and Sophie both have to pin her down to the ground.
Oh yeah, because if she's able to get any purchase, Andy is gonna be splattered over that wall.
Yeah, but like they both like put their legs on her back like to hold her down.
Yeah. Well, because at that point she's going like feral. She's
Yeah,
supposed to rip Andy apart.
she's going full Sophie.
Yeah, most definitely.
Yeah, and then Andy and Emma go and eavesdrop at Emma's house, eavesdrop on E, and being
Mhm.
like my number one plan now is to turn Francisco into a unicycle riding bear, and redecorating the place is now number two on the list. She's just saying that out loud to herself.
Yeah, which at this point I'm like, she's just using Francisco as entertainment. Like
Yeah,
that's her intention is to just, I don't know, it's almost like having a music box that you can just open whenever you want and be entertained and then put it away. It's
mm-hmm.
like he's not a human. He's just there for her whatever
And then
shenanigans.
later she uses him as a fish hostage.
Yeah, a beta fish.
So he leaves, then Emma and Andy go inside, and they're like, oh yeah, we gotta address all this thing, da da da. They don't. They like go in and start talking 2 seconds after E walks away, and I'm like, the characters never wait in the show until the coast is clear
No,
for them to like start talking.
they immediately start spilling the beans. I'm like, they can
Oh,
hear you.
they're off screen now. Okay, we can start talking again.
It's like, no, no, let them go. They're not
Yeah,
gone.
yeah, but uh, but they're like they go inside and wow, there's a cool dune buggy here for some reason.
Yeah. Nobody's asking like how, what is this, what's going on? No.
Yeah, and Andy's like, wow, cool, and I'm like, I would expect that of Andy, like that, of course.
Easy distraction.
Like, and like, and was like, hey, we can't be distracted by that. It is really cool though. My dad, like, she waves her hand in front of his eyes. He's paralyzed. Like, what? I, I guess paralyzed works as a word, but like frozen. I don't know.
Yeah, petrified.
Doesn't paralyzed imply like a different thing? Like, uh,
That's what
I
I
don't know.
was thinking. I was thinking more petrified might be the right word.
Yeah, but of course Andy takes a selfie with her dad,
Oh yeah.
it and that stays in. And then Emma's like, I'm gonna get him out of here. I'm gonna send him to a big brains meeting.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, if she hold up another plot hole, shouldn't any attempt to transport him just have sent him to the pool?
It was supposed to. That's what I thought we were gonna like see, but
Not this time.
no, because that's supposed to be
And
the running joke. Anytime she
yeah,
sends herself or somebody else somewhere, they end up in the pool.
yeah. So the show just forgot that because it was convenient.
Yes, so.
Um, Desdemona, of course, breaks free from the stone encasing her.
Oh yeah,
She's
because
able to
the
move
time
again.
or whatever is passed enough that she can overwhelm the magic.
And then we cut to Daniel putting on his armor, his plated armor, and then we get epic music. Da 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 da.
Yeah, I was going, what? is he doing? What does he expect to do with this?
He's putting on armor for a paintball war. Clearly.
Right. It does. It all is revealed within just a few seconds.
His mom comes in and is like, "Oh, hey, are you going to a paintball war?" And he's like, "Something like that.
That.
Sure." Uh, Wait, mom. If I don't come back, I just want to tell you like um how great of a mom you are. I'm sort of like, no, she's not a great mom. There's several key points where I would dispute that. I don't know if we have time to go into it though.
Well,
Um,
I just felt like in that moment she was being pretty clueless because I'd be like, "What? You are going to a paintball fight, right?" Like that would have been my
yeah,
immediate. What do you mean if you don't get to see me again? You're where?
like, well,
Where are you going?
he says it like, if I don't get to say it later, like,
Are
what?
what are you gonna get hit in the throat? What? Where are you going? That would have been my immediate. Like I feel like as a mom, she should have been like, "Hold on, so
Yeah,
what are you talking about?"
yeah, but I've mentioned in a few episodes past, like there are several key moments where she does not a great job momming, like, and like dismisses a bunch of issues that Daniel's facing. But I don't. We've wasted enough time already. So Jax's dad warns about Desdemona. He's like, she's more savvy than anyone. Don't let her get one over on you. She knows more spells than anyone, except me, of course.
That's right.
So
That's right. Because he's on the laptop with this one.
yeah, do what you must, and
Hmm.
and then Jax is like, all right, close the laptop. I'll do what I must.
Hmm. Yeah.
Riot vibes.
Yeah. This whole father son dynamic. I was going because I don't think the episodes that I've seen Jackson, I don't think I ever saw him interact with his dad.
No, this is
So,
a late development thing.
okay. So I was going, oh, this is not good. This, and I guess this explains why he is the way he is. But yeah, I was getting definite riot vibes from that.
Yeah, and Diego sort of warns Gigi like, "Hey, we gotta get out of here. There's this whole threat coming for us." And Gigi's like, "I don't know what's going on or something." Blah, blah, blah. And then
Hmm.
Desdemona comes in, and she's like, "Oh look, it's my minion and my Kanai. That would make a cute name for a TV show, wouldn't it?" I was like, "Okay, lady, you're off your rocker."
Yeah, that was another unhinged moment. Like that. Why are you thinking about that right now?
Also, that's not really a interesting name for a TV show. A minion and a Kanai.
No,
What?
no.
That's like drunk talk right there. Like that would make a funny name for a TV show.
Let's try
Just
this. Just spitballing here. Let's try this title. No.
yeah, and like we have to figure it out. Like Andy and Emma are like talking like, uh, what do we do? Like what's gonna happen? What's gonna happen when the two lights merge? Like the last light of the full moon and the light inside the portal or something. I don't know exactly.
Mhm.
Um,
Mhm.
but we need a guardian to help us. And then Andy raises her hand.
Yeah.
I mean a guardian who knows what they're doing. And then Andy's like, yeah, okay, fair.
Okay. You have a point.
Yeah. And then Daniel comes back in and they hug each other like, oh my god, uh, uh, Emma, Daniel, you're all right. And then Andy to the side is like, yeah, and I'm okay too. And then Daniel says like, aren't you always? And then they hug. And I was like,
Yeah.
ah, uh, that was sweet. Like we don't get to see like sweet interaction between Daniel and Andy a lot. Like
Right. Wait, well, and you feel like you should, but there's a whole lot going on in the show. But for him, like he's boyfriend, she's bestie. They should get along. So they
yeah,
both have Emma's best interest at heart.
it's like in the final episode of Gem when they split off into duos to like find the potential father of Bonnie. Like
Mhm.
Rio and Rhea are paired into a group, and you sort of realize in that moment they like look at each other awkwardly as they're driving. Like we have nothing in common, basically.
Yeah, because they're never together. They're they
Like Rio and Rhea have like never interacted. I'm pretty sure. Like,
no, no. And I'm thinking they don't. I don't even think they have like I don't know the survivor bonding that he probably has with the other holograms because they've been put in
yeah.
so many dangerous situations.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
But
That's
he
just
and
something it
Rhea don't
reminded me
have
of.
those. Oh, I'm sorry. What
That's just something it reminded me of. But,
what survivor bond?
no, the whole like the the Daniel and Andy thing versus the Rio Rhea thing. Like, that's
Okay.
just came to mind randomly now. Um, but but Jax he comes to the door and he's like, oh, he's like, oh my god, original Emma's back, and
Mm,
she's with Daniel again.
yeah. Because
Jealous
doesn't he?
rage.
Hmm? He has the flowers, but they're not gonna.
Yeah, like he's on thin ice with E as well. So Andy is like, what's that you're wearing, Daniel? You going to a LARP festival?
Oh Lord.
We bring back LARPing
Yes.
again.
Mm-hmm.
And,
Well,
but Daniel's like, it's a rhodium vest that I think how where did he get this from? The idea that like rhodium would deflect spells? Like what?
uh, that threw me off. The only thing,
Maybe the Hexerin told him somehow.
either the hexagon or maybe he combined information that he got from like maybe information he discovered from T3 about rhodium, and then stuff that he knows now that he knows that Emma is a witch, and like
I guess so.
maybe he merged those two things together and was like, oh, maybe rhodium will be the thing I need to use.
Yeah,
But
I
it's a
looked it
reach.
up.
It's a reach for
Yeah.
that.
Also, I looked it up. Rhodium is one of the most rare and valuable precious metals on the planet. How did he get rhodium
He,
plating?
he made a whole vest with that.
Yeah.
I
But
mean,
what?
like he basically made a magic proof vest of it.
Jack says outside at the window, "You're all going to regret this."
Yeah, that was a
Frightening.
scary, dark moment. Like when he did that, I
And
was going, "What is he?" Because he has his magic now. I'm going, "What is he going to do to them?" Because
yeah,
I was thinking he is immediately about to do something, but no, he did step on the
cut
flowers.
to mm-hmm. Steps on him. Yeah. And then we cut back to Desdemona, Diego, and Gigi. Gigi's like, "Hey, I'll just leave." "No, I can't let you leave. You know too much about my evil plan." "Well, I don't know anything, and I'm not gonna say anything. You can trust me." Oh, honest Gigi.
But then she talks about, did she like mention, I don't know, her following, or she says something. She
Yeah,
says something about her blogging or whatever, and you're going, this is not the time for you to bring that up. This is not helping your case.
yeah. Uh, and then Gigi like hides behind Diego's back, and he's like, "Don't move a muscle." And predictably, she starts running immediately.
Immediately moves.
Yeah. Um, like the bit in Guardians of the Galaxy. "We need to get that part last." Root pulls it out. Or we get it first and then
First.
we improvise.
No. Yeah, pretty much. That's what she does. She's like, don't move, I'm gonna move.
Yeah.
And then she gets a garbage can lid.
Yeah, she grabs a garbage can lid and then Diego starts pelting Desdemona with pizza boxes.
Yes.
And this apparently annoys her enough to like, what? Stop doing that.
But I'm thinking, one, can a garbage can lid deflect any magic? Because we just had this whole thing with rhodium.
I mean, use what you have.
I guess so. Desperate times. But he's throwing pizza boxes, and I'm thinking, doesn't he have magical powers? Why are you throwing pizza
That's
boxes?
what I typed. I was like, why didn't you do what you did in the first season and freeze her with ice? But
Yes.
he does the next best thing. He starts blowing dust,
Mm-hmm.
and she's like, what? Ah! And then within seconds there's a giant cone of sand like encasing her
But I'm
up to her
thinking
head.
he should have led with that, not the pizza boxes.
Yeah.
Do the sand thing first or the ice
The,
thing
it
first.
was hilarious how the sand cone looked. It was like several
It's like
feet around.
she looked like
Um,
a pyramid.
yes, and like just stopped like at her neck and
Perfectly
her head.
under her chin.
Yeah, and she's like spit. Ugh.
Hmm.
This is why I hate kanais. Is this a typical kanai thing to do? Like drop people in a cone of sand? Like
I
what?
guess so. I I thought it was a fire thing. Wasn't it supposed to have, but I mean I guess he's developed other magical abilities. But
Yeah,
I
like the
thought their
portal
main
thing.
thing was fire, wasn't it?
Yeah. Also the morphing thing and like sticking to surfaces. Like
Yeah, cuz oh, that's right. He was a pillow or he morphed to the pillow at one point, but
and the and the couch and there was the
mhm.
grand old flag thing and
That's right. He had to sing the song.
because of Ursula's whole thing. Yeah.
Yeah, but now
Um
he can do sandstorms and trap people in cones of sand.
yeah. Then we cut to Jax at school. Like there's this kid Sebastian, he's like getting his books out of his locker. Oh, what did you? Hey, just it was getting my books. And it's like, "Oh, hey Jax, are you getting your books too?" Jax is like having none of it. He casts a spell on this kid, turns him into a mouse.
Yeah, I was like, what? What did he do? What? I mean, I understand it's to show his rage or whatever, but
Yeah.
what the heck?
That kid can't catch a break. He was also that kid same kid was also turned into a frog by the principal in the first season. So
This kid's traumatized. If he remembers any of it,
I don't think he does.
I guess that's a good thing. Small
But
blessings.
also at one point Desdemona called him a mophead.
Wow. What in the world?
Like like there's the whole conversation about like black hair these days. You know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Uh,
That's
that's uncomfortable.
my goodness.
Uh,
Yeah,
anyway,
not a good move, Desdemona. Not a good move.
yeah. So anyway, let's move on.
All right.
we're I can tell we're both getting tired. So
It's
um
okay. I mean, we're making fairly good time because I want to say last
yeah.
time we were we had way more um talking time recorded. Like
Oh,
this.
anyway. Sorry.
No, no,
Sorry.
go ahead. Go ahead.
I'm just trying to get through, you know. Um
Understood.
so E then is like talking about, "Oh, which what do you think of this dress for me to wear?" She's just like Maddie and Ursula worrying about what outfit to wear when she rules the world.
That yeah, that's this is the third time this has come up.
Uh, you know girls, I guess. That's what
It's all about the clothes. How do I look? The
and
image.
and like, what do you think about this white dress for a power symbol? Ooh, I know. Turn it black. I
Of
was like,
course.
yeah. And uh, and I was like, yeah.
Which is what I was thinking when she was holding it up. I'm like, well, it's a white dress. Why would you wear a white dress?
I see a white dress and I want it to turn black.
Exactly.
And and then and the Jack is like, Emma made it out of the abyss. What? That's impossible. Well, she did. Oh no. Wait, you saw her? She was at the house? What was she doing? Was she scrapbooking the end of the world? Ha 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 ha. That
Yeah.
just, just like Jack's making unfunny jokes, you know? Like attempts at a joke, you know?
Yeah, but it again falls flat.
I mean, it falls less flat than the whole genie thing, but
True. But it's still not good.
yeah. Um, we will destroy her. Says E, and then Gigi and Diego they're like hiding out inside the seven behind a dumpster, and they're like, "All right, we're gonna make a run for it and go to Maddie's house." And then Desdemona's standing right there. Say what now?
Yeah. I mean, she was right there. I was like, y'all didn't feel the shadow, like see the shadow or anything? No.
Or hear footsteps coming towards you,
Right?
and and then and then Desdemona's like, "You're not going anywhere. Trap you in a magic cage."
Yep.
And then takes a selfie with him in the magic cage. Like, I got him.
Mm-hmm. It's like proof of possession, unfortunately.
Like, you're trapped, and you can't break out.
Mm-hmm.
You're trapped. Though you scream and shout, you're trapped, 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 trapped. Baby, you're trapped.
Now that would also be good. Is like you have an episode and it's every which way, but you insert instead of like the regular music, it's Jim songs, like Jim and the Hologram
Yeah.
songs, and Misfit songs.
Mm-hmm. And that, and then, and then, what recently, recently I turned. Maddie says, recently I turned Proxy into a cactus, and Sophie's like, "Ooh, I want to be a cactus."
She does the pose. Oh
And then like, who was it who said like, "Oh, we need the reinforcements."
yeah. Mm-hmm.
No, and 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 then Maddie's like, we're the starting lineup. Now you're just the bench warmers.
Bench warmers. Yeah.
Andy's like, no, you're just the bench warmers. I think I got right who said which one of those.
It was Andy called them bench warmers, or she was referring to them as bench warmers, which I'm going. The whole time before it was Maddie being the supreme captain or leader or whatever. And now we're back to this.
Oh, yeah, I might correct later in editing which one of them said what. I'm too tired to check right now, but
it's okay.
But like Daniel's like, yeah, I created this vest out of rhodium. I crafted it myself, and Maddie's like, wait, you're going to Nerdfest and you're crafting? I can't believe you just. It says to Emma, I can't believe you de-hunkified Daniel.
Which I kind of felt the same way I felt about what she did Katie in the earlier episodes, like in season 1. I was going, no, that
like making essentialist like nonsense arguments or assumptions. Yeah.
Well, and to me, I'm like, that makes Daniel more interesting because he's not just the cute athletic boy that she likes. It's, I don't know, to me it gave him depth.
Yeah, totally. People be into whatever they want to be into, and that makes them interesting.
Yeah.
And then she's like, well, I'll test out your spell proof suit. Something turned Daniel into a lime.
Which and I mean, it did work. But he's going, you would have turned me into a lime? Like, what?
No, he says, and I remember this, like, thinking this was weird as a kid as well. You almost turned me into a limeade.
Oh, limeade.
He says limeade. And I was like, what? No.
She didn't say limeade.
Yeah.
Maybe that's a continuity or, like, I don't know. Maybe there was more to it before, and when they spliced it together, it worked out that way.
Or was she implying that if he became a lime, that she would have juiced him?
Oh gosh, that sounds like something Desdemona would do, though.
Yeah, the whole turn you into a giant peanut butter cookie and eat you lime.
Exactly. I'm gonna turn you into a lime, and then I'm gonna turn you into limeade and drink you. Like, what? That's so dark.
Yeah, but also like whimsical at the same time. Like, what?
When life gives you limes.
When you turn your boyfriend into a lime, you make limeade.
What?
Oh, sorry, your ex-boyfriend into a lime.
Oh, that's right, ex-boyfriend. Oh, and
Yeah.
oh, I forgot about this. When she says that he's been dehunkified, and Emma like comes up,
No.
he's still hunky. Like,
Yeah.
he just comes in there like, hold up, can we talk about my man?
Yeah. Exactly. Uh, then oh my god. He is like, we should go after Emma's main flaw, and then Jack says, I don't think she has many flaws.
Yeah. Oh, he threw some gasoline on a fire with that one. He had to hurry up
Mm-hmm.
and correct himself.
Yeah. That and Emma's he is like, what? Like,
Mm-hmm.
she's gotta have flaws. And also, like, what are you talking about trying to say she doesn't have flaws? What are you, like, into her? Like,
Mm-hmm.
and
Yeah, he had to
and
back up real quick.
and then he says this line that which is like doesn't belong in this show. It belongs in like a fan fiction off the internet somewhere. He says, "Why would I want glitter when I can have leather?"
Yeah. I,
Uh,
eh, I he got a lot of flat lines, I feel like.
to, like like you can imagine how many very different fan fictions that line would be in, you know.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Why would I want glitter when I can have leather? That that could be, I might not put this part in, like,
Yeah, but she fell for it. It worked because
yeah.
she backed off of him.
Yeah, and she's like, I mean, we are, you know, ready to do this.
Yeah, slipping up
And
again.
we're going to go after Emma's main flaw, her care for her father. We're going to use him as her weakness.
Mm-hmm.
But then we cut to um the members of the council, like, uh or no, sorry. We cut to Daniel and Emma. They're like, we're gonna make plans to go help Gigi and Diego. And like, um, oh, they're all in a group back together again, right?
Right, and I think they're at Maddie's house.
Yeah,
They come
they're
back
like,
to Maddie's house, and they're trying to figure out where
because
all
they're
they
like,
need to do.
yeah, because um, uh, like Maddie's like, I can transport us, except you, Emma, because I don't want us going to the pool or nothing.
Yeah, we get back to which is funny because, like you said before, um, she transported her dad, but he didn't end up at the pool.
Yeah,
But now we're back to the pool joke.
yeah, the yeah, plot hole.
Mm-hmm.
That's but and like we got to go help Gigi and Diego, and we got to guard the entrance to the portal, and we got to go help Emma's dad, because
Yeah.
because apparently Emma's dad's heading home from the airport because all the flights got canceled. It's like because he was going to a big brain meet. So he was frozen. She didn't like talk to him at all, but she just teleported him away.
Well, and that's why I'm going. Did she send him to the convention, or did she send
Did she
him to
just
the
send him
air?
to the airport?
I'm like, why didn't you just
Like
send
what?
him to the convention?
Yeah, you have magic.
You don't have to send him to the airport so he can catch a plane so he can get to the. Just send him straight there, especially if you're so worried about him being safe.
Yeah, get him out of Dodge.
Yeah, don't make a middleman when you don't have to.
Right. And but they say like, yeah, we should. Daniel's like, we should divide and conquer, and Andy's like, right, great idea. Andy says last, like, I'm gonna guard the entrance with the hexerin. And Emma's like, no, that's a terrible idea.
Yeah.
You don't even have powers. How are you gonna like stop Desdemona?
And it's
Like,
not, yeah, my thing was like, it's not if she shows up, it's when she shows up. Like, it's a
yes,
guarantee that she's gonna be there out of
you're
every.
just gonna be your Andy self, like with a whip and a flying book. Like,
Yeah, how is this gonna happen? How is this gonna work out well?
but and Emma's like, no, don't do that, like multiple times over. Like,
Yeah.
but Andy's like, no, I'll be fine. Don't do it, Andy. No, I'll be fine. Don't do it, Andy. No, I'll be fine. Oh, okay.
Yeah. It's just, all right, well, that's what we're gonna do. It's like, because they, like, break off. They're like, okay, you're gonna do this, and you're gonna do this, and you're gonna do this. All right, let's go. And I'm like,
Yeah.
we shouldn't send. Andy can't do. Okay, they're gonna go. They're gonna do this. All right.
Why? Why does like? Why can't? Hmm.
Why
You
did
know,
you send the non-magical person to the most dangerous spot?
like so. So you have. So there's the three things you need to do: pull the folks out of the portal, um, help Emma's dad, guard the entrance to the realm. Um, Diego is need as a magic being is needed for his portal stuff. Um,
Right.
ideally, you want like someone like ideally you want Emma to go help out with her dad.
Yes.
Why couldn't Maddie go and help with the entrance?
Yeah, she would have stood a better chance.
Like I know she's not like maybe as proficient as Emma, but she's something.
She's way more proficient than Andy.
Yes,
It just would have made more sense. Because the way
but
I see it, especially since Maddie wants to be the supreme captain, like, of course,
yeah,
feed her ego and send her to the most dangerous, like, mission. Do
yeah,
that. She can hold her own.
right. And why not? And like the whole like being magic thing, I don't think is necessary to go inside the portal. So why couldn't like Katie have been the one to grab everyone from inside the portal? Like,
Yeah, you just need what, brute force?
or just someone to go in with the rope. Just
Yeah.
yeah, uh, yeah. But I know why they didn't though. It's because we wanted to have the epic moment with Maddie between Maddie and Diego at the end. Um,
Yeah, true. We had to have that
and
connection
we had to
happen.
have the dramatic moment we're about to have with Andy and the Hexer and
Mm-hmm. I get the for story reasons, but logically,
logically.
they could have shuffled that
No.
any other way and it would have been better.
Well, we just laid out one other way.
Yeah.
Like Desdemona taunts Diego and he's like, "Oh, Maddie hasn't come to help you yet." So wait, they were in a cage outside the seven, but then we cut they're in a cage inside the seven.
Yeah, I'm like, did
Why?
Desmond move them? Why would she
I
move the
guess so.
cage? Like to be more
Well,
comfortable? Like it's hot outside, let's get in the air conditioning.
yeah. I mean, I can relate. So,
Or maybe
but
they were next to the garbage cans and she's like, I'm not staying here in this hot, stinky trash. We're going inside.
yeah, I love that. And and she's like, well, clearly Maddie doesn't love you as much as you think because she hasn't come to save you yet, Diego.
Yeah.
And Diego's like, no, Maddie does love me. And then she's just like, Maddie only kind of sort of likes you. Shut up.
No.
Not helping, Gigi.
Yeah, not now. This is not the time.
Yeah, but but Diego is vindicated because Maddie does show up right then
Indeed.
for the so we get maybe the to set up we get the beginning of maybe the greatest character scene in the show so far. I mean for my subjective viewpoint, it's just like, oh my god, this is what we've been building up to. Yes, um, because she and the Panthers bust in, and she's like, Diego, we got you. Maddie says it. You said my name. You must really like me because you said my name.
Yeah, she didn't call him I had to go back and be like, wait a minute, did she? And I went back and listened. I was like, she did.
Yes.
Oh, finally.
Uh, I'm sorry. I just feel like a kid again watching this. Like
That's part of the fun too, though, is to get to revisit and get to relive that and have that feeling again. So that's all good.
just like she Maddie's had her character arc. She's learned to be better from her original mean self.
Growth.
Um,
Character growth.
and she's connected with Diego, someone she would have never in a million years been with, like at the beginning of the show.
Oh yeah. Definitely.
Fight ensues. All three of the Panthers bust in. They start throwing hands.
Yeah, it's on.
Yes.
It was
And
on.
yeah, Diego and Maddie team up. Uh, They start bust. They. I mean, Katie and Sophie, like, they get Gigi out of there,
Hmm.
and then Maddie and Diego, they team up with their spells and the Kanai powers. He blows Desdemona up against the wall,
Hmm.
and she's like, ugh. And then Maddie's like, okay, now, and then cast a spell. But then Desdemona manages to escape.
Yeah, but it was a good duo though. Like it worked.
Yeah, screw screw you, E and Jax. These are the greatest magical couple for the ages.
Yeah, their team up
Um,
was pretty cool.
Maddie and Diego hug like, yeah, we did it. We came together for this, and we're both okay. And then Sophie's like, aww. And then Katie and Gigi are like, ew,
Ew. Yeah.
ew, gross.
It's like I guess somebody has to, not be all that happy about it, but it was still a good moment.
Sophie's the romantic.
Of course she is.
Yeah. That then E turns Francisco into a beta fish.
Yeah. Again,
It's like,
with the pet for her own enjoyment, you know, her own entertainment, not really seeing him as a person, not caring.
right, exactly. And then Andy stands guard again. Like, these scenes, they happen exactly how I say. We cut around a whole bunch.
Yeah,
But,
yeah. It's almost
and
montagey in the way they do it, but not
mm-hmm.
quite.
And Andy stands guard at the entrance with against Desdemona with the Hexerin and a whip that she got somewhere.
Yeah, from I
I'm
guess
guessing she brought it from home.
yeah, she
She
just
seems like she would
has
have it
that
home. We're gonna prove ourselves for all of animal kind and mankind and book
book
kind.
kind. Because you can't leave out Hex.
Desdemona casts a spell at like a very serious spell. The Hexerin flies in to block it and save
Mhm.
Andy, but it seemingly maybe kills the Hexerin.
Which I really hope not. Because I
Takes
was,
the Hexerin out of commission.
yeah, but I was like, maybe Hex is just stunned. Maybe it's just a stunning thing.
Yeah,
Because,
I'm pretty sure if I remember right that it is just a stunning thing and that Hexerin comes back later.
yeah, he got to shake it off. Shake it off.
Shake it off, shake it off,
You
shake it
caught
off.
it.
Well, oh, my best friend's on his new girlfriend.
I'm just gonna shake, shake, shake. Okay, okay, we gotta get back.
Yeah, yeah. This is a sad, tragic moment as the show is trying to present to us.
Oh
Like,
yeah, like Andy's reaction.
Hex, no,
Yeah.
Hex, come back, come
Well, I mean,
back.
they've bonded.
Yeah,
They're bestie
I get
too.
it.
So
This like, I'm pretty sure when I watched this, I was like, oh no,
well, I mean,
like at the time.
not saying that Hex is a pet, but for me it's like I love animals. And so if I
Mm-hmm.
see an animal on screen go down, I gotta pause because I don't like that.
Yeah.
And I kind of saw
Mm-hmm.
this in a similar ish, like Hex is not an animal. Hex is a book, so he's part of book kind. But
Yeah.
like
Part of book kind.
when Hex got hit, I no, I had to take a minute.
Exactly.
So I get
Yeah.
it. Like that was bad,
Mm-hmm.
but
Then,
he's just stunned.
then
It's
we
gonna be okay.
yeah. Then we cut away from that back to E and Jax using beta. Francisco is that's a word that's changed meaning in my life since seeing this show. The
Yeah,
whole like the whole like beta
wait a
thing.
thing. Oh my goodness.
Uh,
Well, and again, language evolving.
or devolving in this case.
Yeah, true. That's true.
Yeah, like that became a thing that like on the internet, like calling someone a beta,
Mm-hmm.
and so they use. the beta fish at Emma's dad as a hostage, and like, don't hurt him. Well, then you better give us your powers. Uh, and Emma's like, okay, fine, just don't hurt him. Daniel's like, no, don't do it. But she puts her powers in a little tube.
Of course,
Uh,
she's going to. She
and
has to.
she's a real selfless person.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe they could have used a spell to get the fish out of the drain, you know? Uh,
Maybe, but she didn't want to risk that. It's her dad.
right.
Like I
Mm-hmm.
get it.
Uh, I bet if they could have gotten away with it, they would have said, "We're gonna put the fish down the garbage disposal" or something.
Yeah,
Uh,
but oh,
maybe maybe that's what they were trying to imply, you know. Um,
she made it
yeah,
sound like he was gonna be like put through the system and like
yeah.
I don't know, out in some nasty waters and stuff.
Put the fish in a system, take it to the telly, and make her a victim. Sorry.
It's okay.
uh, I've been listening to a lot of Rihanna lately. Just get them in the mind, you know.
Ain't nothing wrong
Um,
with that.
it,
It's all good.
you know the song "Good Girl Gone Bad," right?
I know the album, yeah, Good Girl Gone Bad.
That's of course the title track of it, and it's one of my favorite Rihanna songs. And but yeah, um,
Okay.
they saved the fish though, because they apparently just poured the fish into another bowl. Like,
Which like I don't know. That made me question E's thing. Like, why would she care enough to even make that decision? Why would she care about him enough
mm-hmm,
to make that decision? You know what I'm
right.
saying?
Mm-hmm,
Like, what would it matter to her if her being evil and all? Why wouldn't she just put him down the sink, like down the drain?
exactly.
But she put him. She just had another bowl and was bluffing the whole time. For what point?
That doesn't make sense for E's character.
No, no. She's trying to take out everybody, but
Yes.
she's gonna not take out the dad anyway.
Right.
Because that was the other thing. Like Emma upheld her end of the deal, and she's supposed
Yeah.
to give over the fish, but she pours the fish, quote unquote, down the drain. But he's not actually down the drain.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I didn't understand
Whatever.
that.
So just trying to make a distraction so she could leave. I don't know.
I don't know either. But I mean, this whole time, her interactions with Francisco, she has been very, I don't care about him. He's a tool for my
Mm-hmm.
entertainment, or he's a tool for me to get what I want, which is Emma's
Right.
powers. And then
Yeah.
in this part, in the moment when she flipped the bowl over, I was like, are you serious? Now they have to figure out how to
Yeah.
get him back. And
Oof.
no, she just poured him into another bowl. What?
Mm-hmm. Seriously.
Like that
But
doesn't make sense with her character for me at all. Not saying I wanted, Francisco Fishy to go down the drain. I did not. But
mm-hmm.
if you're gonna set this up that way and write this character this way, he should have gone down the drain. Like
Yeah.
you put all the breadcrumbs down and she didn't follow through. Unless there's
Right.
something else we're supposed to know that we're not aware of about E.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm like,
I
all the
don't think
whole
there is.
yeah, the whole thing leading up to that moment, the fish should have been down the drain. But anyhow,
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad they saved him.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. That would have been too dark for this show to kill off the dad.
Definitely.
Um.
Unless he just ended
And
up in some random little puddle and Sophie found him. He was like, oh, a fishy. And she doesn't know that it's actually Francisco. Like, that would have been a whole other episode.
yeah. That then Andy and us as the audience like weep over the hex. Hex. No.
Yeah.
Come back. Please come back. And then out of revenge, she body slams Desdemona.
As she should. As she should.
Andy, Andy, not fooling around no more.
No.
The,
Again, which is why she's the GOAT. But I also stress the
mm-hmm.
fact that she should not have been in that situation to begin with.
Exactly. Just Yeah, so she's ready to throw down. Just,
I mean, she
uh,
does it.
uh,
If you don't have any magical powers, yeah, you just gotta go for the WWE SmackDown.
yeah. It would have been great if that's genuinely like how Desdemona was defeated. Like just
Brute
uh,
strength.
Andy just beats her into submission with her bare hands, and then like Emma and Daniel show up like already with the magic spells to go. Like, oh, I took care of it.
Yeah. No, what did you do? I punched her until she went unconscious.
Yeah.
You what? Yeah, if you hit a
Uh,
person hard enough, they can't move.
yeah,
That's Andy. She's like, yeah, I just hit her a lot. Now she's not moving
yeah.
anymore.
The, yeah, go full Hulk smash. Yeah.
Yeah, pretty
But
much.
so then Maddie puts Gigi to sleep with a spell, and she starts like trying to hypnotically influence her. Blogging is bad. Blogging is bad. No, Diego says this.
So, yeah, Diego's
Blogging is
whispering
bad.
that. She whispers it out too, because he says it and then she says it.
Blogging is bad.
Yeah, I was like, is this gonna work? Like, is she gonna be a different Gigi when she wakes up?
No.
No, I didn't think so. But
Um,
in the moment,
but
I was like, this is this gonna be a thing? Nah.
yeah, it was kind of a funny joke there. Like, blogging is bad. Yeah, that. Uh, and um, and and apparently Maddie, they asked like, is this gonna work? Like putting Gigi to sleep, and they're like, oh yeah, I did this to Katie before to make it so that she won't like. Oh wait, what'd you say? So that I could snoop through her closet,
Yeah.
wasn't it?
And she's
And then
like,
Katie's
I
like,
don't remember that. And she goes, see, it worked. Maddie
perfect.
using magic for her own fashion things. So on
Yeah.
brand. So on brand.
Mm-hmm. And so Diego he opens the portal so that Maddie can rescue the council. Like, I'm gonna open the portal. You tie this rope to you, Maddie, and and we'll let you go down. And you guys just gotta get everyone out as quickly as possible. And so she goes down into the portal. We cut down there, and Ramona's like, man, the last light of the full moon is happening. Oh man, I guess we're gonna see what happens. I hope the kids can save the day, of course. And Ramona's like, man, now I'll never be a Hollywood star.
Yeah.
And everyone looks at her like, oh, and also the world ending thing, yeah.
It's like there are way bigger fish out here.
Yeah.
Infinitely missing the point.
Yeah. Oh yeah, the Magic Realm ending, right.
Yeah.
And then Maddie comes down the rope. And oh, this is the whole thing of like uh Agamemnon says he like says it in like a sort of like shocked and angry tone, like, what are you doing here?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I thought you knew the plan, dude.
Like she has a rope. What do you think she's here for?
Also, why would you say it in a remotely like angry tone? Like
Yeah, you should be appreciative.
yeah, and she says, "I'm here to rescue you." I think I conflated that moment with the one earlier with Sophie.
Oh,
This is where
Sophie doesn't say it.
she
Oh,
might not have, but
it's okay.
Maddie says, "Rescuing you." I know for a fact she says it here.
Mm-hmm.
And Lily goes first, and they're all worried about how long the portal can remain open. But Andy, when E and Jax get there, she angrily declares that Jax is off the sharks.
Oh yeah.
I'm sure Jax cares a whole lot about that.
Highly doubt
That
it.
really got to him, didn't it?
Oh
And
yeah.
and of course Andy is tied up.
Yeah,
Uh,
she's got
and
nothing else. She's got nothing else she can do. So she declares that he's off the charts.
yeah, E and Jax confront Desdemona like, "Wait, you were here opening the portal early. You were trying to double cross us." "No, I was just testing it." "Yeah."
Yeah, because everybody bought that.
Yeah. And that and then Andy's like, "No, she was double crossing you." Uh,
She's like from the rope. No, 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 no. Betrayal.
yep. No. Calling her out. She did betray you. So yeah, be angry at her. Yeah.
Well, I mean, it
And then
makes
they of
sense. If I
course
can get them fighting, then nobody's dealing with the portal. Like Amy's
yeah.
still
And then
trying to do her job, even though she's tied to the wall.
yeah. Emma or E and Jax confront Des. Like everyone gets in a magic fight, really.
Yeah.
And 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 E fights Desdemona as Jax tries to get through the lockers, and then and Andy calls out. She commentates, "Whoa, they're double crossing Desdemona's double cross. It's a quadruple cross."
It's almost like she's being like a sports announcer.
Yes.
It sounds very sports announcery.
She says it loudly to herself, like, "Whoa, I've never seen this before.
Yeah.
Double crossing a double cross. That's like a quadruple cross."
Yes, Andy, it's fascinating.
Yeah.
What more could you want?
Emma and Daniel show up.
There we go.
And they're like, "We're gonna stop you," and such. And then like somehow the last layer of the full moon like starts slithering in. Like,
yeah, you see the trail
cloud
coming
of smoke.
through.
Like there's a POV shot from this like smoke cloud thing, and it like goes up to Desdemona, and she's like, "No, I just need the chance to get to the portal or something. No, please." And she's like subdued on the ground. E, please help me. And E is like, "What? I can't understand you. What was that?" And then she turns back into regular Desdemona. Full moon phase over. "Help me." Blech.
Then yeah, that's it.
She just passes out, and E is like, "Ha ha ha! We've got control now." And she says to Desdemona, passed out on the ground, "I don't need you." And then Jax demands that E remember his family. Like, "Hey, you better like fulfill our bargain and like save my family." And E is like, "I don't care. Like, I'm just gonna do what I want now. I have the upper hand." And you can tell that this is like sort of the last straw for Jax.
Well, yeah. I mean, he cares about himself and he cares about his family, but he's only gonna go so far with her. Because again, we remember before he was looking at her like, "I don't think you're really in this for both of us."
Right.
So he was already getting hip.
An evil Emma not looking out for the both of you equally. I'm shocked.
Yeah. Oh, didn't see that coming.
So Jax betrays E, but he's like, "No, I'm not gonna be with you anymore," and she immediately subdues him, like knocks him back, like,
Flat
"Okay,
out, yeah.
I flatten you." And then Emma confronts her, but like, "It's too late. I can't stop this even if I wanted to, and I'm already more powerful than you." You don't want you don't want a clone of yourself saying that to you.
No, that is nightmare.
Yeah. And but meanwhile, so everyone climbs out of the portal. Lily climbs out, Agamemnon climbs out, and he's like, "Ooh, I need to exercise more, clearly."
He talks about how out of shape he is.
Ha 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 ha. Diego, his energy is fading right as Maddie is trying to get out.
Right.
Oh no. And he's like, "Oh, she's about to get out. He faints. He just drops to the floor because it's used up his energy. And they're like, "Oh no, Maddie's trapped in there now." Like the last light of the full moon is happening and Maddie's trapped in there and Diego's like unconscious. What do we do? Katie is like, "Oh, we can't do it. He's too weak." But then he gets his Rocky Balboa moment.
Yeah, he gets up. Yeah.
He's like, "No, I'm not too weak. But everyone, listen clearly. I'm gonna open the portal one last time with the last strength I have. And when I do, you better pull as hard as you can."
Which is like, yes, exactly.
Triumphant music come in and and I'm gonna try one last time. Well, not really triumphant music yet, but we don't.
You know, like, it's building though. This is like
building intention, and he strains, opens the portal one last time, and you can hear him grunting throughout the whole thing. and the portal opens, and and everyone just sort of stands there, and he has to yell at them again.
To pull.
Pull.
Yeah, I'm going, yo, what are you doing?
What did he just say?
He just told you the plan. It's not a hard plan.
It's like it's not like one or two of them like miss the note. All of them are
It's
just
all
like,
of them.
oh,
Well, and I
yeah,
think at one point, one of them just said, oh, he opened the portal again. That's the signal, Paul. You're supposed to do it now.
yep. And so, so every single one of them, the Panthers and the Witches Council members, they all pull as far as you can on the rope, and then Maddie manages to get out.
Yep.
Yes, hooray!
He's out of the
And
limbo of limbos.
yeah, she's out of the limbo of limbos or whatever that means.
Yeah,
And
I don't know.
and then she hugs the Panthers, and I was like, why'd you?
You should be.
Does it irk you as well that she didn't like go straight for Diego first?
Yeah. Yeah. I was like, I mean,
But-
don't get me wrong, the Panthers get an honorable mention, but
Right.
they didn't open the portal twice.
And like I quite possibly I mean they don't say this, but like Diego like risking his health and safety, you know.
Yeah. Because you don't know
May-
what that, for him to like push his magic that far, you don't know what that's gonna do to him.
Right. This is untested territory for all you guys.
Yeah, but no, yeah, let's go hug the people who had to play tug of war. All right, cool.
Yeah. But then she a few seconds later she does come to her senses and looks at Diego and says, "Proxy, you saved me." I know. I think this time it was like kind of a knowing like term of endearment thing.
Like a
I don't know.
nickname. I didn't like
Yeah.
it though. I wanted her to call him Diego again. Like I really
That would have
did.
made sense.
Yeah,
But-
and I feel like it would have cemented the. I mean, I know like they're a thing. I get it, but I feel like that really
Right.
would have cemented her. I don't know, growing and seeing
Mm-hmm.
past like him just being somebody she can use. Like she sees him as a person, she appreciates him as a person. But
Yes.
she called him proxy, and it is what it is.
And then they of course hug, have a great tight embrace with each other. Wait, is that smell of onions? Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah, she's like,
And
did
that-
you just
and
eat
then,
onions?
And then okay, and then she says the line that I mentioned earlier that made me just melt on the floor into a puddle of awe. She says, "I love onions."
Well, because it's almost I love you. It's so close.
Yeah.
And it's like
Mm-hmm. Remember what I said? The moment in the episode you watched before of like her like demanding that he not eat onions anymore and like finding his onion breath repulsive.
oh, that's right. And now she's like completely turned around.
Yes.
Yay.
She loves that about him. I love onions.
Yeah.
And symbolically, I love you. Yeah.
Mhm.
It's that was the line I was referring to. That made me like, okay, yeah, Amy needs to come back for this one.
Well, I'm glad
That's
because
it.
I didn't even think about that. But that, yeah. Oh, that makes that moment so much sweeter.
Yes.
Because I was just
Yeah.
happy that she, sees and appreciates him, even though
Mhm.
she hugged him second, third, fourth, whatever. Doesn't matter. But you can tell in that moment he's not just some, I don't know, tool.
Yeah. The onion thing cements her character arc
It
symbolically,
does.
you know.
It does.
And I was just like, wow,
That's awesome.
what a great the season was this whole relationship was worth the build up, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, they're gonna get more healthier. I hope anyway.
But this kind of lays the foundation, and you see like where they've come from, and like this isn't just I don't know, I think about her and Daniel's relationship, and it's not just you do these things for me and hold this, and you should feel honored to even be my little lackey
Yeah.
boyfriend. Like this is
Mhm.
something way more meaningful and solid and like mature because of the
Yes.
things they've had to go through, and she has to see him in a different way. Like she
And
has to see Diego differently.
she learned like full stop to like be compassionate to people.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
and like
Go
be
ahead.
selfless for
Mhm.
once.
Well, and it's his influence because that goes back to, this is all your influence. Yes, it
Yes.
is in a good way. Like Daniel couldn't influence her. It,
Right.
his character didn't make her want to be a better person. It didn't bring, like, if anything, it brought out the worst in her. But like
Mm-hmm.
Diego's influence, him even having influence over her is a big deal. But him bringing out all of these good qualities and traits and making her
Yeah.
better.
Mm-hmm.
So
Exactly.
it's nice. It's so nice.
Yeah. Yeah, but that it is very nice, but that undercut by the fact that oh no, the portal is the magical portal in the lockers is sucking in all magical beings.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
Then that happens.
Like I love how Andy like figured that out on her own based on the fact that like Desdemona and Emma were like being sucked toward it. So she she's just like, oh, that must be all magical beings then, based on a sample size of like two or
Yeah. Well,
something.
out of the people in that area, what, her and Daniel weren't affected.
Right.
So
Oh, the Hexerin was affected.
the Hexerin was affected, even though Hex was unconscious. Still, they realized, oh,
Yeah.
he's sliding toward it. Well, the book is sliding toward it, and all of the witches and magical beings are being pulled towards it. So,
Yeah.
yeah,
Like meanwhile in the seven, Maddie, Diego, Desdemona, Lily, Ramona, and or Ramona, Lily, and Agamemnon. Not Desdemona. She's back in the school, of course. But
oh,
you
right,
get what
right,
I mean.
right.
Like her unconscious self, Desdemona, is being sucked in as well. I think.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and there's some funny like physical comedy of like, whoa, Agamemnon like flips over like what,
Yeah,
and they have like Ramona and Lily have to grab onto the door frame.
yeah, because everybody's being swept off their feet.
And I don't know how they did this, but of like the bit of like Maddie being like sucked away, like
Yeah, because she was
how did they do
completely
that?
off. Like she was completely parallel. I'm not
Yeah,
sure because even
and but like Sophie and Katie were completely just standing upright normally.
mm-hmm.
Like
I'm like
how they managed that?
I don't know how, because there's no way they had a fan strong enough to do that. Like that, they're no, it's just no. I don't
Right?
know if you mess with camera angles, maybe,
I don't I don't know.
but to make
Maybe
it look like that, there's got to be something.
yeah, totally. But there wasn't like any obvious like green screen effect or anything that I
No,
noticed.
and also it, like, for it to look as chaotic as it needed to be. I don't understand what they did.
Like there obviously was a fan that was blowing their hair and everything.
Yeah, but
Um,
I feel like that fan shouldn't have been powerful enough to lift, but I don't know. Maybe.
like even if you did have a fan powerful enough to lift a person, how would you get it to affect Maddie but not Katie and Sophie? You know.
Exactly. Exactly. It's like everybody should be having the same issue, not so
Uh,
movie
but
magic.
Maddie is of course just screaming her head off. But Katie and Sophie hold on to her arms. It's a tense moment,
Yeah.
and uh, and they very in another emotional moment they say, "We got you, Maddie." Uh,
Yeah. Which is,
uh,
oh, it's awesome because she also, like, I mean, she's already had this very, tender moment with Diego, but there's also in this, dangerous moment of her realizing, like, yes, I'm the leader, but they're my support and they're just as important. Like if they
mhm.
hadn't been there, she'd be gone. Like it would
Yeah,
she'd be sucked into the thing. And so like
yeah,
for them to, especially for them to say like we got you.
hmm
I feel like it's another lesson Maddie has to learn that, I mean, yeah, you're the leader of the Panthers, but you also have to understand that you need people. You need them. And
hmm
especially right now. this time, but all the time you need them. It's not always just
Yes.
you.
Revels in it. She's standing in the locker doorway. She's like, "Ha! I guess I found the sweet spot." And looks directly in the camera.
Mm-hmm.
Looks directly at us, the audience. I guess I found the sweet spot. I'm reveling in this, and all the power will be mine. Daniel holds on to Emma's hand,
Mm-hmm.
and and uh, and he says, "Don't let go." Uh, and I was like, Titanic
Very
vibes.
Titanic. Yeah, I thought so too.
And and uh, and E says, "I'm the last witch standing." No, what?
Yeah, not exactly.
Well, I mean, I mean, I suppose she was the last one literally standing. If you get what I mean.
True, true. Everybody else is being swept off their feet. But I also think it's
Yeah.
interesting that, I mean, there was nobody holding on to her. Not that she necessarily wanted it, but
Right.
it's also telling that everybody else had an anchor. Everybody else
Mm-hmm.
had a person,
Or a
non-magical,
wall.
yeah, to lean on, to be their support, to have them. And she has
Mm-hmm.
no one.
Emma, she's like, she looks right at Daniel in the eyes and says, she like thinks to herself, I have to like sacrifice myself for the greater good. She's like being sucked in, her like body like dang flailing through the air as Daniel holds on, and she says, "I love you." And he's like,
Yeah,
"Wait, what? No, let's go."
yeah.
And flies through the room, and the force of her body knocks E inside. What does that do? What does that do? Slash, what does that mean? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't either. I thought, well, and my question was, I was like, did she want to be in the portal or
Like
not?
I thought they were going open the portal so that she could go in there at the right time. Uh,
But was it the right time? Because the was it supposed to be a line? I don't know. I don't know.
uh, but she's just standing in the doorway, and then Emma, with the force of her body, like pushes her in. But like before she's fully sucked in herself, Emma grabs onto like the lockers,
Blockers, yeah,
and then Daniel and Andy pull her out, and they're like, "Oh, the thing has ended. Phew." Everything calms down, and the last light of the full moon is over, and they sort of like, huh, well, good thing that's over then. Let's stand up now. And Desdemona on the ground is like, huh, where am I? What happened?
yeah. She knows nothing. I was like, oh, all right.
Memory wiped with the full moon of that whole experience.
Mm-hmm.
And then Jax gets up and is like, Emma, I'm so sorry. I I I want to make up for what I did or something. He's like, I didn't mean to hurt you. He says, I didn't mean to hurt you. And then Andy very rightly says, well, you have a funny way of showing it, mister.
Yeah, yeah. Because if that's not what you intended, what did you intend? Because you were making all the moves to hurt people.
Yep, yep. Uh, and uh, and Daniel's like, you're gonna have some words with me, mister. He like sort of starts like on that front, but then Emma's like, no, don't. He's okay.
Why are you tell? Yeah, I was. That threw me for a loop too, and I get it because she cares and she's the nice one, but I
Uh,
don't know. He could have gotten hit in the stomach or something.
yeah. The like that would have been great if she was like, okay, Andy, you can have one.
Yeah,
Oh.
you get one, make it good.
Yeah. And, and then Emma's like, okay, now Jax, now we're all good. And he's like, great.
Yeah, he just like tipped over.
and that and then school begins again. We cut to school going back in session, and Gigi reporting on the whole thing, and that's signing off with misinformation. I feel like I missed something weird. Like I'm trying to remember.
Like, yeah,
Oh well.
you did. You missed a lot.
And then we go into the cafeteria. Jax Daniel's coming in, Emma's sitting down, Jackson and him and Emma share some friendly looks, like they all smile at each other, and that's how the season ends.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and Emma, didn't she get a flower or
Oh
something put on
yes.
her tray? But I don't remember who put it on her tray.
Mm-hmm. I think Daniel did.
Daniel did? Okay. But
Uh, yeah.
I feel like that was kind of rushed. Like, I understand
What
why
a yeah. What an easy forgiveness for Jax after all that, eh?
Yeah, he got off way too light. That
Mm-hmm.
was I feel like that was the one thing that threw me off about the whole ending. I was like, so we're just cool with him again? Like, he wasn't
Yeah.
under a spell. He was doing
Mm-hmm.
all of that willingly.
Exactly.
Like, I get
But
Gigi's whole situation, but Jax was not, he was doing that because he wanted to.
mm-hmm. But they're just like, oh, let's all be friends now. We're not even going to discuss this.
Yeah, no, thank you. No communication. How did we get from her sitting down with him, like, this is why I'm breaking up with you, this is the issue, like, you have that really good moment there. I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
we need
And
that
then
again.
and then he proves why she was right to break up with him.
Oh yeah, all the actions after that. It's like, yeah, she made the right choice. But now, because we've all gone through this, horrible thing, well, you survived, so I guess we'll be friends with you now.
Yeah. And you like turned heel at the last moment possible, so we're okay.
Yeah, there needed to be dialogue. There needed to be more stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it didn't even have to be that long, but there definitely needed to be a conversation about him and why should we trust you ever again.
Right. Exactly. But that's we'll maybe discuss this further in the next season. We're now
Yeah.
that concludes season 2 of Every Which Way in terms of this coverage and like talking about it. You feeling okay, Amy?
I'm okay. We did it.
We did it. You're gonna make it through the day. Do you have faith in yourself? You're okay.
I do.
We got and we had a fun time
We did.
talking about this ridiculous show. Um, it was worth it for a few key fun moments.
I think so. I think so.
Like the
Especially the onions moment, cuz I had not thought about that until you brought it up. I was like, "Oh, she did reject the onion thing. She was trying to control
yeah.
him, kind of like what she was doing to Daniel." But now it's a
I
complete
love
flip.
onions.
Yeah.
That was the moment that made me like, okay, Amy has to come back for the finale.
Yeah.
Because it's the payoff to the earlier setup.
And
And
it was
it
a
brings
big
it full
payoff.
circle.
Indeed. And I feel
Yeah,
like
but
that was a better conclusion, or at least that part of the story, like coming to that moment, than the
yeah,
actual ending. That
mm-hmm.
makes sense. Like, I
Yeah,
think
by a lot.
Maddie and Diego's moment was actually better than the end where they're just all exchanging friendly looks. I'm like, you shouldn't be friendly with Jax. He's done nothing to earn your friendship.
Also, like they didn't even like properly explain the logistics of the portal. Like what
No. No,
like
because
why was E trying to get inside? What's the benefit to that? What
well,
like
and how does that make her the most powerful being and all that, but she's not in the world to experience it because now she's in the portal?
and also how to like it's sucking everything in, but she's just standing there peachy. Like what?
Yeah, like she's happy about this, but everybody, I don't know. There was a lot that got confusing there. But again, the onions
I'm gonna
moment,
have a lot to email the writers about, I'll say.
yeah. Because I mean, even if you pick up on season 3, it's probably not going to refer to this.
Oh yeah.
Like,
But
season 3 will have its own stuff.
I'll tell you, season 3, from what I remember, has the best villain out of any part of the show. So, um,
Really?
at least that's what I felt at the time. So
Okay.
yeah. So I'm sure he'll come back for some of that at some point. If
Yeah, we can set something up. You just let me know.
I mean, I said that a bit presumptively. I don't. Any final things you want to say, Amy, as we sort of end off?
I don't think so. I think I've said everything. I think I
Perfect.
covered it.
All right. Yeah. What a fun ride and weird things happening that I've talked about throughout. And I'll
Magical
and
shenanigans.
yeah, to think we're only halfway there and it's gonna get worse. Let me
Oh,
tell you.
oh boy.
Um, in terms of how I felt at the time, like memories of like how dynamics go, like that's well, let's not. I'll try not to poison the pot too much.
Okay.
But
We
yeah,
will just take it as it goes. It'll be okay.
yeah. For everyone watching and slash listening, uh, YouTube, Spotify, and Apple Podcasts, get share it around to people that you know. Watch the interviews that I've done with the various folks involved with the show itself, and take care, everyone. Have an excellent week, and thanks so much again to you, Amy.
Thanks
So
for having me.
finally,
That's
best
magical
magical
wishes.
wishes.